The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. What is today? September the 5th, 2024. I want to invite you to go to the Talk Real Solutions YouTube channel and listen to us live at this point in time. You can hear us and you can join us in the chat room, or you can also call into the show and be a part of the conversation at 717-908-1834. Hit the participant code at 917324, and I'll get you on the line if you want to join the conversation. And we'll make it do what it does, like we do every week. And I'll be more than happy to engage you in a back and forth dialogue about the topic at hand and the discussions that we have here. And, like I do all the time, I ask that we try to keep it cordial and try not to disrespect one another, and just have a conversation about whatever we're talking about. But welcome to the show. I thank you for tuning in. Oh, Lord, I didn't even turn on my... Hold on. I usually have my other computer going just to make sure that I'm live. I'm pretty sure I'm live. And make sure my audio is good to go on the other computer, but I think I'm good to go. I'll check it on my phone just to make sure that I'm good to go. Hold on. Test. Is we live? Hold on. How you do this? This is Talk Real Solutions. Oh, yeah. And I am your host tonight. I hear myself. All right, so welcome to the show. Of course, you know what we got going on in this country. We got the political election season going on. And then, once again, we got another school shooting, guys. And y'all know, to me, that is one of the things that is near and dear to my heart. I do not like the idea that we live in 2024 and our children in this country, no matter what walk of life you come from, is not safe in schools. Is not safe from gun violence and cannot attend a place of education and not be safe from being murdered while they're sitting in institution of learning from being murdered in class. That's, to me, that's shameful, and it's beyond well, no, it's not beyond politics, so I cannot say that. and we know exactly where politically the blame lies when it comes to our children getting murdered. And when I say our children, I mean America's children getting murdered in school. The blame lies directly on the right wing of this country, the political right, the gun enthusiasts, the people who are keeping silent about why this is happening in this country. The people who don't will not say a word about how to fix this. There is a solution um, to prevent this from happening over and over again. You can solve this. You can stop this. There's no reason to continue to watch this happen over and over again. Um, just watching kids be slaughtered in this country. There is no reason for this. It is fucking disgusting. Um, I don't know. I mean, every time this happened, I'm just as fucking disgusted to know that a child has been murdered at the hands of a fucking lunatic. This time by a child. Um, it's I don't know what the fuck to say. There is no more to be. There is what the hell can you say when you have a child that is committing the acts, that has access to the weapons to carry out mass murder in this country just like the adults do, mimicking the adults in this country. Uh, it is fucking disgusting. Uh, yeah, I'm really at a loss of words when it comes to this situation. But I don't know if you guys heard about it. But in Georgia, actually, I heard about it, and I didn't even turn on the news. I didn't even listen to it anymore. I didn't even follow up on it because I already knew it would be the same old. Until I got ready to come on tonight, and then I went and looked at a news story or two about what happened, and it's same old, same old. It was the same old, same old. Them big up in the first defenders, and the police officers and all of that kind of stuff, and sending out thoughts and prayers to the victims and the students, calling the police officer heroes and all that kind of bullshit. Talking about absolutely nothing to resolve the carnage that occurred in that school. Not even addressing the systematic history of this bullshit that goes on in this country time and time again. It is crazy how often children are now getting murdered because adults in this country are too spineless to step up and save them. We didn't have to worry about this when we were children. This is not a thing that we were even concerned about. The worst thing, there was some horrific things that we had to worry about as children. Yes. I guess you had to worry about abductions and stuff like that, which is terrible in itself. And I guess you would never think that you could top that. But goddamn it, this generation of fucking stupid ass old people said, "Hold my goddamn beer," and now children got to damn worry about getting shot by fucking AK-47s while they're sitting in goddamn school, getting their fucking brains blowed the fuck out. This is nuts. This is crazy. Let me see. Here's the story. I'll just pull up a website. This is a Fox News website. I guess this is as good of a website as any. It says Appalachia High School shooting victims identified. Student suspect was flagged to the FBI last year. Fast facts: 4 people were killed and 9 were injured in a shooting in Appalachia High School Wednesday, September the 4th. Authorities say the suspect shooter was identified as 14-year-old Colt Gray, a student. The 2 students killed in the shooting have been identified as Mason Schermerhorn and Christian Angola, both 14, a math teacher, Richard Aspinwall, and Christina Amerme, I'm sorry if I mispronounced their names, were also killed, officials say. Charges against the father of the alleged shooter directly connected to allowing the son access to the weapon. Well, that's stupid. Yeah, and I listen. I know people are gonna say, "Well, at least they charged the daddy." No, that's dumb. Okay, the daddy let the son get the weapon, and the daddy going to jail. But what the fuck does that resolve? This should have been handled way before this 14-year-old got a hold of that damn weapon. Locking the daddy up ain't gonna do a damn thing for the next fucking idiot to grab a weapon and go into a school and murder a bunch of people. This ain't gonna resolve shit. It ain't gonna teach nobody shit. It ain't gonna stop the next school shooting. It just ain't gonna do it. The charges against the father of the Georgia teenager accused of killing 4 people at his high school are directly connected to letting the boy possesses of a weapon. Authorities said Thursday. Chris Hosey, the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, said Colin Gray, 54, knowingly allowed his son, Colt Gray, 14, to have a weapon. Okay. And everybody in this motherfucking country screams out Second Amendment. You tell everybody in this country that everybody can have a goddamn weapon. Everybody is authorized and legally can have a fucking weapon. Even that damn 14-year-old can have a weapon. There is no restrictions in this damn country. You can pull up a YouTube video, an Instagram video, a TikTok video right now. You got motherfucking children in diapers shooting on a goddamn range right now, practicing targets, shooting targets. Those videos are not banned. They're not taken off of social media. Motherfuckers are liking those videos, sharing those videos where we watching children target practice. And all of a sudden, there's rules against this 14-year-old being allowed by his father to have a goddamn weapon. And, my goodness, now it's against the damn rules. The elder Gray has been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. In addition to killing 2 students, 2 teachers, Colt Gray wounded 9 others, 2 teachers, and 7 students, authorities said in a news conference. Those injuries are expected to recover, said Borough County Sheriff Judge Smith. A younger person brought a gun into school and committed an evil act, and he took lives and injured many other people, not only physically but mentally, he said. Charges against the father alleged the school shooter knew approach to curbing similar incident. Charges against the father. Okay. See, this is they want to write something. See, that's my point. They want to write something. They want to talk about something. They want talk about why the fuck this motherfucker had their fucking AK-47. Talk about how why do we have access to these fucking goddamn weapons of war? Why the fuck is they on the streets? Why are they in fucking pawn shops and gun shows? Why is there so many damn weapons on the street that this 14-year-old can get it and take it to the goddamn school and kill motherfuckers? Why in the hell ain't we making laws getting them off the motherfucking street? That's what you need to have these headlines about the regulations being implemented to get rid of access for these fucking weapons. That's what the hell we need to be talking about. Yeah, y'all want to talk about this damn boy's daddy being locked up and being charged for all of this damn death and carnage that he caused. Okay, kudos. We'll give you credit for that. But you ain't talking about the right shit. You are not talking about the right shit. You're talking about the wrong shit. Not one damn conversation is being had about how to fix the motherfucking problem. Not one conversation is being had about taking restricting access to automatic weapons. Not one. Y'all gonna rub each other on the back and talk about, a good job, and the first responders did this, and the brave firefighters and first responders. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Parents want to know that they can send their children to school and not worry about them being shot the fuck up. That is crazy. I know that there is not a single solution to this issue of guns in this country. I am not naive. The guns that we have in this country is a problem. It is a cultural problem, and it's a problem that has existed for a long time. People are attached to their weapons in such a way that it seems like they can't live without them. But at the same time, the conversation needs to be had because people are dying. Children are dying at a rate that is not tolerable. And it has permeated the motherfucking schools, guy. It makes no sense at this point to sit here silent while children sitting in classrooms are dying. It makes no sense to not say anything now at this point when you watching innocent children die. It makes no sense. And they always talk about the mental health of the shooter. Mental health needs to be addressed, but it needs to be addressed on a much larger scale. Mental health needs to be addressed on the level of the entire nation, because the psychology of the nation needs to be Jesus Christ. The whole fucking nation has a mental health problem when it comes to guns. If you think that guns are not harmful and you are okay living in a society with such a dangerous weapon, then you have a fucking mental problem. If you think a piece of equipment that can explode your fucking head wide the fuck open is not a danger, and you're okay living side by side with this device, yeah, you got a problem. It's okay. You got an issue. If your police force have to put on all of this heavy fucking equipment just in case the suspect might have a weapon that could split his fucking chest cavity open, and you're okay with that fucking weapon being on the street, yeah, you got a mental problem. So whenever you're talking about mental health needs to be addressed, it's not the fucking person that is killing people. The mental health crisis need to be addressed across the fucking nation. Everybody needs to be psychologically examined about how we approach our look at these fucking weapons. They're dangerous. Let's start there. Guns are dangerous. No matter how small the caliber, they are dangerous. And for some reason, society has accepted that it's okay to strap them to our fucking chests, strap them to our side, put them in our fucking car, put them in our glove box, and sleep with them beside our fucking damn beds. Let our children play with them. We've accepted these motherfucking things, and we're okay with it. Make commercials with them, just have them at gun shows, and just make laws defending them, and all kinds of run for fucking office promoting them, and just all kinds of shit promoting this fucking destructive ass goddamn thing. We've got mental problems when it comes to fucking weapons. No, the fucking shooter don't need the mental health. The fucking nation needs the mental health when it comes to goddamn guns. This culture of guns in this goddamn country is killing this goddamn nation. And then you couple that with the divisive fucking violent rhetoric that is festering in our political environment in this country, and you don't have nothing but a fucking kindling bundle of fucking goddamn festering goddamn just something ready to explode. The racism, the division that is being stoked in this damn country, the bullying that goes on in this country. You got all kinds of hate in this country that is promoted by our fucking top leaders in this country. And then you hand them fucking guns. These violent ass goddamn weapons. So they use them to solve their goddamn psychological issues. Now, everybody don't do it. Everybody don't solve their issues with guns, but it don't take everybody. It take that 0.1%. It don't even take a whole percent. That's all it takes. But that's a fucking enough to kill 4 people in Georgia, or to go to Sandy Hook, or to go to a grocery store in fucking New York, or to shoot up a goddamn concert in California, or what you know the goddamn stats, to shoot up the damn church in Charleston. You know the fucking you know the history in this country with fucking mass shooting. That 0.1 goddamn percent would fuck a lot of motherfuckers up with these weapons of war. So much so, it's became the number one fucking killer of children in this damn country. The leading cause of death in this country of children is fucking guns. Not cancer, not automobile accidents, not getting hit by a fucking car. It's these fucking things, these inanimate objects that motherfuckers have fell in love with, that could destroy, that you take the fucking war to kill your enemy. It's a damn shame. You know, it's just sad that now that this stuff has permeated schools, that the adults in this country aren't being adults and defending the children. Even the people who are about family values and saying that they love the children and they looking out for children, those people are not standing up for the kids and actually enacting legislation and speaking out against the violence against guns. They're trying to say more guns. That's the silliest thing. More guns will stop gun violence. And a prime example of why that doesn't work and how that doesn't work is Uvalde. I don't know if you guys remember that Uvalde shooter, when everybody there had guns. There was one motherfucker. All the damn cops had fucking uh, flight jet, bulletproof vests on, guns. You know, all camoed up, got all that shit. That one person with the gun had all them guns, all up and down the hallway. The cops are scared to go in the damn room. They're scared to go. I mean, it was ridiculous. As that person was sitting killing kids while they had all the guns standing in the hall. It's proved that fucking logic stupid. I mean, it is stupid on its face. If you talk to a reasonable person, and more guns does not. It's just stupid. More guns mean more violence. That's just what it is. The way you get rid of the problem is you address the problem by getting rid of the fucking equipment, the gun, tamping down on the thing, the item that is causing the fucking death, the gun, addressing that item. When speeding was causing death in this country, they reduced the speed limit, which caused less death. When not wearing seatbelts was causing death in this goddamn country, they created a fucking law requiring fucking seatbelts, which caused less deaths. When smoking cigarettes was causing more motherfucking cancer in this country, they created a fucking warning on the cigarette packs and sued the fucking tobacco companies, which caused less cancer and caused less deaths. But when guns cause more deaths in this country, you turn the other fucking way? That makes no motherfucking sense. You allow your children to die. For what? For some made up fucking goddamn version of the Second Amendment that you created in your goddamn head to defend the fucking goddamn NRA? To take your goddamn money to kill your motherfucking children? You stupid. And the people that are suffering the worst are the victims whose children die, who defended that position before their children died. And then now when their children die, because they defended it, now they see the world in a whole different light. And there's not a damn thing that they can do about it. Not a damn thing. Spending all that time defending a position that killed their goddamn children. Now you feel like an idiot. And it's sad to say. These motherfucking crazy ass people. You know, I hate that these children lost their lives. Again, in a country that should be beyond this point. You know, it's sad. It's sad. But you can't. What the fuck can you say? All right. You know, I didn't mean to stay there about that, but y'all know these school shootings, they fuck with me, and it's just sad. It's just sad. But I do want to share with y'all how stupid ABC and Sarge is. And you know, I'm gonna do this in a way that, you know, I took my time and I downloaded some audio so I can prove to y'all that ABC and Sarge is stupid. And Sarge and ABC, I'm glad y'all in the motherfucking chat room. I want y'all to pay attention to my presentation because I got something for you tonight, okay? So, I proudly present to you a presentation that I have put on for you to show you how dumb you are. Now, what I'm going to prove to you is about the 2020 election, where your master, the person that you follow, admits that he lost the 2020 election after ABC has taken horse pills, has licked the scrotum of Donald Trump, has promoted violence, has supported the Michigan racist ass goddamn overthrow of the government out there, after Sarge said and ABC said that they peacefully walked through the Capitol, after motherfuckers have went to jail behind Donald Trump, after Sarge has grabbed his binoculars and violated people's privacy, spying on them, going to go vote in his camo gear, after all of this bullshit that these fucking idiots went through during this election, came on here crying like little bitches and promoting the dumb shit that Donald Trump was lying to them about. Donald Trump is now saying that he lost the 2020 election. He's saying that. Tyrone is not saying that. After Donald Trump has sent motherfuckers to jail. After motherfucking lawyers is going to jail. After he has ruined Ruby Freeman's life. After Donald Trump has made the Supreme Court change the goddamn Constitution. After Donald Trump has lied and he is now saying that he lost the goddamn election. And I'm going to show you at the end of this video why I try to engage in the conversation with y'all so we can have a further conversation. But I'm just going to play this audio, the first one, to let you hear Donald Trump say for himself that he lost the election. So I'm going to try to sync these audios. So hold on here. He's going to say it. Hold on. Let me, how you do this? So here's the first. Uh-oh. ABC, what the hell? Oh, uploads right here. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can sync them.
Just months before the 2024 election, Donald Trump has finally admitted that he did, in fact, lose the 2020 race to now President Joe Biden.
And I became president. And then the second time, I got millions more votes than I got the first time. So I was told if I got 63 million, which is what I got the first time, you would win. You can't not win. And I got millions of more votes than that, and lost by a whisker.
Lost by a whisker. We should note, of course, that Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 election fueled the January 6th attack on the Capitol, as well as multiple state and federal indictments.
Now, I just want to be clear that we all heard Donald Trump say that he lost
just months before the 2024 election.
A whisker. I just want to be clear.
Lies about the 2020 election.
Hold on.
Lost by a whisker.
Lost by a whisker.
I got millions of more votes than that, and lost by a whisker.
Lost by a whisker. We shouldn't.
So that's audio number one, where Donald Trump says that he lost by a whisker. Now, that's not the only time he said it, because Donald Trump also said that he lost the election at the Mothers of the Confederate. He was at the Mothers of the Confederate thing earlier this week or whatever, and he said it again. And I was like, okay, he's on a roll of admitting that he lost the election. So he didn't only say it once, he said it twice. So hold on for a minute, and I'll play that for you. Okay, here he's saying it again. And I'll try to get this. Here it is.
And I was told we got 63 million votes in the first election. I was told that if we get 63 million votes, same number, there's no way we can be defeated. I got 10 or 12 million votes more than anybody had ever got. We got the most votes of anybody, of any sitting president in history. And he beat us by a whisker. And it was a terrible thing. They used COVID to cheat.
All right. So what is going on with Donald Trump? He's saying he lost by a whisker, and then at this one, he's saying that he beat us by a whisker. So I'm trying to think, what the fuck is Donald Trump doing? He's never said that he's lost or he got beaten by Joe Biden. So why in the hell is Donald Trump saying all of a sudden now that he lost? I don't understand, but I kind of get it now. I think what is going on with Donald Trump is, you know me, I might be overthinking things, but and y'all can follow me. That since the Supreme Court's decision, right, is that Donald Trump may be thinking that since the Supreme Court's decision that he may be immune from any actions that he did while he was in office, that he could safely say that his actions as the president is not illegal when he tried to overthrow the government. Well, okay, so let me reword this. His action of challenging the election as the president is not illegal. So whenever he can say that he lost by a whisker, and what he's doing, what he did to challenge the election, even though he lost, is not going to be challenged because the Supreme Court gave him immunity to do what he did. So now he can safely say that he lost and his actions challenging it is protected by the Supreme Court's decision. Now, I don't know if Donald Trump thinks that deep, but for some reason now he's saying that he lost the election. So, but what does that do? What that does is that makes you, ABC, and you, Sarge, look like a complete motherfucking fool. That's what that does. That's what that does. That makes the fact that you took a time to buy a fucking stamp to mail me 2,000 mules, Sarge. It makes you look like a goddamn idiot, because you and Dinesh D'Souza and all of you fucking idiots that said that the election was stolen and that there was people out there stealing the election from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is now saying that he lost the goddamn election by a whisker. He said it twice. And you motherfucking idiots have ran around here with this guy knowing full and goddamn well that the votes came in and he lost the motherfucking election. And here it is in 2024. And you motherfucking idiots have been running around here drinking the goddamn Kool-Aid, going to jail, taking horse pills, standing by the goddamn election box with fucking binoculars because this motherfucker told you to do so, looking like complete idiots, calling in here, you Sarge, screaming and yelling at the tip of your motherfucking voice, sounding like a goddamn fool. And this motherfucker knew the entire time that he put batteries in your back and have you run around here looking like assholes. Now, the reason that I wanted to share this with you is because you're not the only one. There's this racist out there named Nick Fuentes. And I'm pretty sure you know him. He's the one that went to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago house with Kanye West, right? And had dinner with Donald Trump because he's a racist and Donald Trump is a racist. And he the one who was fully MAGA, and he was all in with the Stop the Steal and the January the 6th and all that bullshit, right? But Nick Fuentes is a whole lot more real than you motherfuckers. I don't like Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes can go jump off of a motherfucking bridge. But Nick Fuentes is a whole lot more real than you motherfuckers, because at least this motherfucker realizes that Donald Trump is full of shit. You guys don't realize Donald Trump is full of shit. And I'm going to play the entire Nick Fuentes audio so you can realize that Nick Fuentes went from completely fucking MAGA, like you fucking Kool-Aid drinking cult following idiots, to realizing that Donald Trump changed his goddamn mind and is now saying that he didn't lose he lost the election. So I want y'all to pay attention to this. And sorry, this is gonna prove you and ABC are complete fucking idiots. Because if this goddamn racist, this piece of shit, can actually realize that Donald Trump is a piece of shit, this means that you are more of an ass kisser than I can't even explain it. So I'm gonna play Nick Fuentes so you guys can hear him. But this guy's a piece of shit. Trust me. Hold on. Let me see. And trust me, I do not like Nick Fuentes. So hold on.
And what Trump is even allowing.
Okay, how am I gonna do this? Hold on. Here we go. So if I hit this. Oh, y'all see my whole damn thing. Hold on. How do I do this? It don't matter. I'm using. As y'all can tell, I don't use this shit a whole lot. So I'm trying to figure this shit out as I go, y'all. So, okay, so I got this. It don't matter. I'm gonna play him anyway. So here we go. I'm gonna hit play here and hit play here.
You know, to see him go on these interviews, he's a shell of his former self. And then to hear him say he lost by a whisker and Kamala's a Marxist and we need to staple green cards to diplomas and Chuck Schumer's like a Palestinian. Ugh. It's just not it.
Hold on.
That's not the vibe, you know? You listen to Trump's speeches from 16 and you're like, damn, he was spitting. When I watched that speech from West Palm from October 13, 2016, and he goes up there and he's like, she is a puppet of the global banking system, and this is a crossroads in the history of our civilization. I'm just like, yes, like bar for bar. This is it. This is the moment. And then I listen to him now and I'm like, can someone get this guy off the stage? So I considered myself at one time like the most diehard Trump supporter, literally ready to die for Trump and leading people into the charge, literally on January 6th and everything. And now I can't stand it. I can't stand the sight of it anymore. And it's not because I'm a Democrat. Fuck Democrats. It's not because I'm liberal or anything like that. It's just because it's bullshit. They sold out. They sold out everything that MAGA represented at one point, and everything that it was is no longer. It's just really sad. And the 2020 comment, it's like, wow, that's how pathetic it's gotten. He's admitting, he says, oh, I lost by a whisker. So what was the point? Like, what's the point of any of it? You lost in 2020? Seriously? I mean, what are we even doing anymore? Then you're a loser. Then you're a loser. You just lost. Then you lost to Joe Biden. You deserve to be charged. If he admits that he lost, then that actually vindicates the DOJ charge against him. Because the charge is that he knew he lost, but he lied to defraud the people. That's the DOJ's charge. So why did we do Stop the Steal? Why did anyone go to January 6th? Why is anyone sitting in jail? Why did anything bad happen to anybody? Why did everyone get censored? Why is everything bad that has happened to the people that are involved, why did that need to happen if you're just going to walk it all back and say, oh, I lost? Well, it would have been good to know that. before 1,600 people got charged. It would have been good to know that before I had all my money frozen, put on a no-fly list, banned from everything, lost all banking and payment processing. Would have been good to know that before I, in 2017, dedicated my life to this as an 18-year-old in college. Just feels like a big ripoff. And don't get me wrong, I'm an adult. It's not whining. I'm not complaining about it. I'm saying you can't say those things for that reason. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't regret anything, and we all make our choices. And look, it didn't work out. It is what it is. So I'm not mad saying I want those years back. I want those decisions back. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that just goes to show what a tremendous betrayal it is. It's just such a callous indifference to the sacrifices that his supporters made on his behalf. People are more willing, I think, to tolerate losing than a total betrayal. It feels now like the whole thing, and it wasn't pointless, but that's how it feels at this point. I know everyone considers me to be an extremist, but I'm the logical conclusion of Trumpism from 2016. I was the Trump generation. I turned 18 when he became president. I was one of the first guys, one of the first influencers in the post-Trump world. And I didn't leave the movement. The movement left me. So I think it's, what I have to say on it is somewhat significant for that reason. I'm not like Tucker, who was a libertarian neocon for 20 years and then became a populist when he got a TV show. Like, I was 18, became a diehard Trump supporter, was on the Trump train for 10 years, and then it's like, oh, now he says we lost actually the whole time? Okay. So anyway, so that's that. I mean, it's day after day after day. Like, what else? And watch, mark my words, I swear, mark my words, clip this. He is going to walk back the mass deportations. Mark my words, he's going to walk that back. What's going to be the cope then? Like, it's not going to happen. Even if he doesn't walk it back, it's never going to happen. But what is even the pitch anymore? He's not anti-war. He's not anti-free trade. All he talks about is inflation and tax cuts and legal immigration and drilling for oil and, whatever. But mark my words, he's going to walk back the mass deportations thing. And what's going to be the cope? What is going to be the cope then when he walks that back? Because that's the next shoe to drop. He's pro-choice. He's pro-weed. He's got Democrats running the campaign. He hates Project 2025. He says he lost in 2020. Each new day brings another betrayal, more cucking, more concessions. And people are still hanging on. No, but he said mass deportations 1 million years ago. That's the next shoe to drop. That's going to be the next thing. They asked Vance on one of the Sunday shows, they said, are you going to separate families? He totally dodged it. And the next thing they're going to do to make it easy is say, well, we're just going to deport the violent criminals. It'll be something like that. Well, we're just going to focus on, and they've said it already, basically, we're going to prioritize the violent criminal aliens. We're not going to separate kids from their parents. That'll be the next shoe to drop.
All right. Well, yeah, now y'all heard that piece of shit. And at least that piece of shit there. That piece of shit brain works, right? And those two pieces of shit in the chat room, their brains are stuck on stupid. With this piece of shit, at least he can go forward and have a conversation with somebody knowing Trump is a piece of shit. This guy realizes that Donald Trump, he can go forward being a racist, knowing that Donald Trump is a piece of shit. And that's fine. He can go forward with his life, knowing Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Donald Trump is a lying piece of raggedy shit. And he can go forward and do his racist shit, knowing Donald Trump is a piece of shit, along with him being a piece of shit. ABC and Sarge is stupid as fuck because Donald Trump is a piece of shit. they're a piece of shit, and if Donald Trump tells them to still take horse pills, he gonna take another goddamn horse pill. If Donald Trump tells Sarge to go out there and get another pair of goddamn binoculars and put on some fucking camouflage and look at somebody's polling station, Sarge gonna stand out there and look at the goddamn polling station because they dumb as fuck. Nick Fuentes was saying that he was 100% MAGA. He would have drank fucking Donald Trump's bathwater. He was all in for the January the 6th shit. He spent, the reason that Nick Fuentes got more credibility than Sarge and ABC, because he put his money, he put his platform, he spent time, he put effort into Donald Trump. You heard him. He had to file bankruptcy. That they fucking came for his goddamn money, and he was able to sacrifice for Donald Trump, and he did it willingly. And then when he's heard Donald Trump say that Joe Biden beat him by a whisper, he was smart enough to realize, hey, what I did was all for nothing. Because now I've been lied to, and this motherfucker just admitted it. But ABC and Sarge is too damn dumb to admit Tyrone is right. These people on TRS have been telling me that, hey, Donald Trump is lying to me, and they too fucking goddamn stupid to sit up here and say Tyrone and AB and Mama's Boy and Jay New York and East Coast and all of these people been telling me that Donald Trump is lying to you. They too proud. They not gonna admit it. They not gonna admit it. But you just got the biggest racist on social media, the biggest fucking MAGA motherfucker. You just heard and seen Nick Fuentes. This son of a bitch went to Mar-a-Lago, sit down with Kanye West and Donald Trump, ate whatever shit that they ate, and he kissed Donald Trump's ass. And this motherfucker heard the same shit that you just heard Donald Trump admit that he lost the goddamn race. He just admitted it. But I can guarantee you, if Sarge calls in this motherfucker tonight, he's going to come up with 5,000 ways to tell you that Donald Trump didn't lose the goddamn race, even though you just heard Donald Trump say what the fuck he just said. Donald Trump just said this shit right here.
Just months before the 2024 election, Donald Trump has finally admitted that he did, in fact, lose the 2020 race to now President Joe Biden.
And I became president. And then the second time, I got millions more votes than I got the first time. So I was told if I got 63 million, which is what I got the first time, you would win. You can't not win. And I got millions of more votes than that, and lost by a whisker.
He said it. There is no more conversation to be fucking had about whether or not Donald Trump lost the motherfucking race. There is motherfuckers that's went to jail behind this motherfucker. I've had conversations with a fucking idiot for years about whether or not Donald Trump lost the goddamn race. There's people sitting in fucking jail right now because Donald Trump claimed that he won the goddamn race. There's the fucking Capitol in Washington, D.C. got fucking destroyed, vandalized. The hallways got shit in. All of that shit. People in Georgia are going to goddamn jail because of RICO, because this son of a bitch has sent them down there to steal the fucking election. Rudy Giuliani has lost his goddamn career. All of these people all across the nation is in trouble because this son of a bitch said that the election was stolen. Now you hear him saying that he lost. Sarge, I would like an ABC. I would like for you to call in here and politely apologize to the TRS platform for your years of stupidity. I would like for you to politely apologize to me personally, Tyrone, so we can carry on with a cordial conversation and we can have conversations about politics going forward. Now, I know you have the ability to do this because you're human. You can be humble. You can say that I was wrong and I may forgive you, or I may just continue to call you a dumbass for a little while. But you know me, I don't hold grudges. But you need to call in and at least correct the record so you won't look stupid going forward. Because you heard Donald Trump say himself that he fucking lost. Now, dumbass Sarge called me yesterday about Donald Trump and his crew of gangsters going to Arlington National Cemetery. Again. Now, I shared with y'all what Donald Trump did at Arlington National Cemetery. Now, I said all of that to say, if I'm going to talk about Arlington National Cemetery, I had to lead with that. I had to lead with that because if Donald Trump is lying about the 2020 election, why the fuck would he tell the truth about Arlington National Cemetery? So the conversation about Arlington National Cemetery is not even a conversation no more. He disrespected Arlington National Cemetery. The Army had to come out and criticize Donald Trump and correct the record about what happened at Arlington National Cemetery. Sarge called me on the goddamn phone and lied to me about what the fuck happened, made up shit on the goddamn phone about what happened at Arlington National Cemetery, yelling in my goddamn ear about Donald Trump being authorized to take photographs in Section 60 at Arlington National Cemetery. I let him yell in my goddamn ear because he's a fucking idiot and he's slow and he believes a lying motherfucker like Donald Trump. So I let him yell in my ear. But I want the record to be straight that Donald Trump is a piece of shit, and the fucking people that went to Donald Trump, that went to Arlington National Cemetery with Donald Trump, is disrespectful, and and Donald Trump don't give a fuck about our soldiers. Donald Trump is a 5-time draft dodging, disrespectful to the military fucking piece of shit that don't give a fuck about military or the veterans in this goddamn country. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck him for doing what the hell he did at Arlington National Cemetery, Sarge. I don't give a shit. I don't see how the fuck you, as a veteran, can even try to defend this piece of shit for doing what the fuck he did at Arlington. I just don't. So please, whatever the hell you got to say in defense for this piece of shit, I don't want to hear it. You can sell it to somebody goddamn else, but I don't want to hear it. Now, back on fucking subject. Donald Trump is a piece of goddamn shit. That's just the bottom line. He's a piece of shit. Okay, so I guess I've been talking too long, so I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so here's the point that I'm trying to make. Donald Trump admitted that he lied about the election of 2020. He lied about the election of 2020. Nick Fuentes is a racist. I don't like him. He can go jump off of a fucking bridge, but at least he has the wherewithal to know that Donald Trump lied, right? And he made it publicly known that he's a fucking racist, and he realizes that he was all in for Maga at one time, but now Donald Trump is fucking flip-flopping on everything, including the election, and he's letting it be known that he don't support the fact that Donald Trump is admitting that he lost the 2020 election because he was all in on stop the steal and all of this kind of bullshit, and now Donald Trump is saying that he lied. Sarge and ABC are too stupid to actually realize that that was a whole fucking hoax. All right. And there was one more thing that was in the news. about Russia being infiltrating the right wing social media, and actually feeding these people BS information with I think his name is Nick Poole, something like that, and feeding these people information. But I have to find that because I just found that. But anyway, I'll shut up, Miss Elisa. Welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, sis?
I'm doing okay, Tyrone. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I was just gonna say, well, you gonna be waiting until hell freezes over. You gonna you gonna get an apology, or my bad. You're right. For those
Oh, they
two,
they
yeah,
gonna
they get that.
apologize. I know they're gonna apologize.
You think so?
I got confidence in Sarge and ABC. They are men among men, so they're gonna call in and apologize.
Well, anyway, but one thing I must say about Nick Fuentes, that just really shows how delayed, how silly, and I think that he's also a liar too. There's no way it didn't occur to him that Trump was lying. He didn't care. I think a lot of his sycophants, they know that that man is, they know that a lot of them do. Not all of them, but a lot of them truly believe that stuff. So, but I think, just one second. But I think some of them people, they have a clue. They just don't care. And you're not getting an apology. That's all I want to say. You're not getting an apology. You're not getting my bad. You're not getting anything. But I mean, it was clear as day. And the whole thing that you brought up, I was gonna pull up an article. I had a very good article about that whole thing with those Russia and the large bloggers
Yeah,
and the
I remember
Republican
seeing
Party.
that.
Nick Poole.
Nick Poole, that
I
was
do
his
have
name.
his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So and it blew up really, really, really big, and the people were able to piece it together from the information and everything that was given in the indictment on the Russians who that they indicted. That it's Nick Poole. Let me see, who's the other one? Tim Poole, Dave Rubin, and probably Benny Johnson. It was able to put the biggest, the largest bloggers out here, Republicans. And I've seen a lot of people talking. They starting to suspect Tucker Carlson and different things like that. I mean, this stuff goes deep. When you really get into that story, it goes deep. It goes really, really deep. And I in my honest opinion, all of this, the fact that the DOJ, they posted on the webpage the indictment and things like that, I think this is going to be nail in the party, a nail in the coffin for this whole election. And the reason why I'm saying that is Trump is going to lose this thing anyway. A lot of us, with discernment skills, he's going to lose this thing anyway. The writing was on the wall. And then with this right here that's starting, and it's not starting to rumbling, and it's starting to really blow up after they posted the indictments and things like that. This is really going to get bad between now and after the election. It's going to be bad. I welcome it because everything is Russia hoax. What, none of that stuff, no hoax. Everything that they were accused of, Trump behind too. The problem was the Democrats, they played softball. They didn't produce the information that they needed to produce to get indictments or proof on any of these people. But most people with a brain or with good discernment skills knew all of that. That was not a hoax because it was proven that Russia interfered in our election. So, but they was just unable to prove it on Trump when he, when they was trying to get the impeachment and all that stuff like that. But this is going to get worse. This information, these indictments. going to get worse with Russia interfering in the election. I don't know what's going on with the DOJ. All of a sudden, okay, now you all are tired of them doing this. Okay. But it's going to get worse. This thing is going to get really deep and really worse.
Oh yeah, with the DOJ involved, there's gonna be some indictments out of this. Those right wing influencers. I don't know if there's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be any jail time, but somebody's in some trouble. DOJ don't be just playing around.
They've already investigation and seeking indictments against the Russian cohorts. So this thing is supposed to get really, 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 really bad. Will anybody actually be? They're gonna think they're gonna get slapped on the wrist. The Americans slap on the wrist punishment, but some stuff is gonna go around. I do believe that this is going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, because with the amount of money that these people were getting paid, that ain't that causes for some type of punishment, and that's what determines whether you get jail time and stuff like that. How much money they was playing around with.
So it's getting very interesting. Tyrone, are you still there?
Yeah, that was somebody else on the line.
Oh, it's getting very interesting to see what's going on and how things are starting to heat up, how this thing is going to play. But I have always I've resigned myself to, Kamala got this. She's gonna win this thing. But we also have to be ready for how impactful will she be able to get a lot of the things that she wants done with her administration? Probably not, because we have to worry about the House and stuff like that. But she's gonna win this thing. It is what it is, and we just have to see what her presidency can do. I don't think she's gonna be able to do everything that she wants to do, but you know what? I'll take that, and this is the reason why I'll take that, is because the Republican Party, all of them, their chance to stop being weasel, to stop being weak, grow a pair. There's plenty in your party that has grown a pair, and they're like, because it was ex-senator, a Republican senator, he's like conservative all the way. And he was on one of the weekend shows, and he was saying, "No, I'm not voting for Trump." He said because what went on, the election denial and the attempted coup, all of that, the fake electors, the this or that took it too far for me. So no, I would never vote for him.
Yeah, I think that was Thune. And Liz Cheney came out. Liz Cheney came out for Harris too.
And a lot of them have. A lot of them. When they say Republicans for Harris, not that they're no longer Republicans. They're saying certain things took it too far for them. And the rest of the party has got to start being weak. It's got to grow a pair and purge this man out of their party. And hopefully they can purge enough of MAGA out of their party where they can try to get back control of the party. Somewhat, it's going to take a while to really purge MAGA, but you can do it. They got to they got to chop the head off of the snake at the top. That's Trump. They got to get him gone and then start working on purging, because MAGA brought in the awfulest part, the awful part of the far right wing, your neo-Nazis, your Proud Boys, your completely KKK racist type. I mean, that brought out the worst of the far right is who's in control of the party. And now it's time for the regular, or what they call neocons, which I can't stand them either, but they're evil too. But the regular old neocons, the one that they like to call rhinos and all of them, they need to grab back control of that party. And those who are still trying to milk that and trying to go along with that and jumping through different types of hoops, liars hoops, no integrity hoops, all of the hoops, name them all, put a name to them. Instead of trying to continue jumping through those hoops, just grow a pair and accept that you're gonna have to throw away 2024 because that's best for the party. Best for the party is best for the country. Throw away 2024 election and see what y'all could get going in 2028. They need to throw, and that's what some of them are saying. We got to throw away this election, throw it away, and see what we can do between now and 2028. You have a midterm coming up, and that's what I'm saying. Even if Kamala is unable to do certain things, when the midterms come around, and maybe some people can say, okay, this gridlock is going on, let's see what we can do. But these hardcore far right wingers, they too stupid to say, okay, we got to just give away 2024, give this election away, let Harris have it, and let's see if we can regroup and see how much of this mess that we allowed to happen and purge it.
Yeah, they got to lose some elections. But let me check.
Yeah.
See who these two callers is. Who's these unknown callers?
Yeah, what's happening?
What's up, Howard? Who's this other caller?
What's going on?
What's up, Jay? Ain't heard from you in a minute. How you doing, man?
Yeah, back from Aruba, baby.
Well, you be on the move, don't you?
What's going on?
All right.
Yeah, drop the jewels, Howard. Drop the jewels. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna drop too many jewels. The jewels already been dropped and picked up. I mean, I can't drop much more jewels. I mean, people are in their corners and doing what they do. Actually, right now, the reason why I pressed one Tyrone is because I'm laughing at these niggas. Sarge, they're laughing. Like, it's terrible. Like, it's terrible. You dudes look like fucking idiots. They look like, and I'm just laughing. That's all I wanted to say to Sarge. Bro, I'm just laughing at you now. You're a fucking idiot. You a proven idiot. Like, it's Latin. ABC, I don't even know why you let this nigga do shit on your platform. That makes you laughable as well as him. Like, this shit is laughable. So I'm just gonna, that's all I wanted to say. I'm just gonna sit back and laugh at these niggas. That's the only thing I can do. We tried to teach 6, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Niggas was teaching. Now I'm just laughing. I'm done. Yo, Jay, I'm ready. Hey, bro, we need you to open up the lines after hours, bro. I've been missing it, man. I'm like, what the hell? But you back from the spot. I'm riding with you, dog, and I'm laughing with them other niggas, or laughing at them other niggas. I'm done, bro.
All right, Jay, New York. Sarge and ABC. Listen, Elisa don't have confidence in y'all. But since I presented all of this evidence tonight, and Nick Fuentes at least got the courage to, change his mind on Donald Trump, I got confidence in y'all to come in here and apologize. So I'll be waiting. Go ahead, Jay.
Shit, the KKK, I heard that the white supremacists, they mad at him. They mad. He ain't keeping consistent. He ain't being consistent. Oh, yeah, man, I kind of shut off from politics once I went on vacay, which was a good thing anyway. But getting back into, like, the last few days, I was watching what was going on, and I saw a whole thing of today. So, I mean, he's saying what we already knew, right? Like, finally, he broke, and he admitted. I mean, it's almost so much that you could lie about where you just end up, giving up on your own line. And I see that revealed when he, admit to the him losing the election, which we already knew. He didn't tell us anything new, but coming from his mouth and admitting to it on on audio, video, was probably shocking to a lot of people. I still remain where I think he's gonna lose. The man has lost a lot of people's confidence in his own party. He's just a plain liar. Everybody knows it, and those that are riding with him are riding with him for their own gain or their mental gain, or the idea of America, of what he says it is, they believe in, and I think it's a ball of confusion that he speaks on. It's just I was having this conversation earlier that he just says whatever is good for that crowd. That's it. It's like, make them feel good. You want some, just make sure you make them feel good. And of course, as you say, make certain people feel good, you're going to make other people feel bad. But then when he gets to that crowd, he'll try to make them feel good and the others not. Like with the way he plays with certain communities and different religious or nationalities. So, I mean, I don't think anybody take him serious. A lot of people outside of the country, for what I've seen, they're looking at this country like a joke. A lot of people are moving and buying property. And I'll advise people, look into Aruba. There's a lot of property out there. There's a lot of Americans moving out there. And you don't have all the BS that's going on over here. But, yeah, they looking at this country like, damn, what used to be America is not America. And most of it is because of this dude. They don't look at it as stronger. They're not saying Joe Biden. They're not saying Kamala Harris. They're saying, man, your country looked clowny ever since Donald Trump stepped into the, in the forefront. And it's been a clown show ever since. So that's just to get a different perspective from people outside of the country, that do love a lot of things about the United States, but look at it for what it is right now, as a joke.
Hey, Jay, can I say something real quick? One more thing.
Hold on. Where's Aruba at, Jay?
Aruba is above Venezuela and Colombia.
Okay. Go ahead, Howard.
Well, what I was going to say, damn, I got some cereal in my mouth. What I was going to say is, being in the military, Ty, we know that United States can't be invaded. We just happen to look up on a part of the world that both our East Coast and our West Coast, they're oceans. Not like Russia and shit, where it's all land. Ukraine can say, I'm going to run up in there, I'm going to test your goddamn nuts. You can't do that in North America. So what we have now, and Tyrone, me and you have talked about this. What we have now is trying to destroy America from within. And the way they're doing that is using the biggest thing that we got going on, the internet. They're using the sites, the websites, and the social media. And when I say they, and Tyrone, I'm talking about, you talked about it, Russia, China.
Yes.
Behind a lot of things, a lot of the ways, a lot of the propaganda that's going on now. We're being, they are waging war against us, and sadly, a lot of us black folk don't even know. Anthony, you don't even know, nigga, you've been picked off. But they use you now to try to pick off other black folk. Craig Sarge been picked off. Use you try to pick off other people. Try to sow dissension in the United States. That's what I know what's going on. Destroy them from within, because Russia and China just can't come up, and say, hey, we finna get down with y'all. Can't do that. You got to cross a whole goddamn ocean. So that's not going to happen. The way they're doing it is like what me and you were talking about before, Tyrone. They're doing it electronically now, sowing dissension. And it's sad that a 65, 70-year-old nigga like Sarge got caught up in the bullshit. But, and here's one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to let it go. In school, Tyrone, We went to school, all us normal folk, we're in classes. You know, Elisa, you in the class with Tyrone or whatever. We went to high school together. But you know, there were some other folk that were in that same school. They didn't come to school with you. They sent a special bus for them. Some of them had helmets and shit on. Some of them, you know, they sequestered their ass and put them in their own special little space. Well, now those same people on the internet, see, we don't have a yellow bus for the internet motherfuckers with a little helmet on. Don't have that. They're here on the internet and they will believe anything going. There's no separation anymore. No separation for dumb mother. You know, motherfuckers looking in the ABC, be like, oh, he's smart. You know, but conspiracy, dumbest nigga in town. He shouldn't even be allowed to be with people that think correctly. Wouldn't be allowed to do that if we were in a school setting. Wouldn't be allowed. Internet doesn't have those rules, so you have a lot of F and D students and helmet wearing motherfuckers that are talking a lot of shit, and a lot of C and D students are now integrating with these niggas. But the A and B motherfuckers, the motherfuckers have went to college, you motherfuckers full of shit. But a lot of you C and D motherfuckers, you listen to them and think, that's right. And it's just, I'm going to leave it at that. You niggas are silly. I'm laughing. I don't even go hard anymore, Tyrone. I laugh now. Because it's stupidity.
You making an point, man. These people don't have the ability to discern. They don't have ability to pick and choose what makes sense. The reasoning and logic ain't there. They just can't. And what has happened is that this propaganda works. A long time ago, the Democrats started being demonized, and I don't understand why it took like it did. But whenever they started demonizing Democrats and the way it took hold, because the Democrats have always did good for this damn country. I don't give a shit how you look at it. Well, you know, before they switched party, the Democrats was racist. But once they switched parties, before they switched party, the Republicans did good for the country because, you know, the blacks was in the Republican Party and they wanted everybody to do right. But whenever they switched parties, the Democrats was doing good for the people. The LBJ thing, the New Deal and all that kind of shit, you know, Social Security and all that. They always try to do good for the goddamn people is my point. So they demonized that. And every time that they started demonizing the Democrats or doing good for the people, that message takes hold. And I don't understand why that message takes hold, but it does. And because
I understand, Ty.
What you mean?
Everybody isn't an Einstein. The majority of people in the world, I'm not even talking about black folks, majority of people in the world just are not that learned. They just don't do the research. TikTok, Snapchat, all that shit is there, and it progresses for a reason. Short clips.
No, but what I'm trying to say, Howard, is that humanity should want society to progress, right? That's what I'm trying to say. As a society, and you should want society to progress. And because the Democrats or progressives, if you will, want everybody to do good, that message have been demonized for some reason. And the Republicans is saying they're taking too much. And that's just not the case. The people that are taking too much are the corporations and the people that are actual socialists, which is the corporations and it's just you know.
Ty,
Go ahead.
how can you think that those people want progression when they read a 2,000-year-old book? How to make that make sense, Tyrone?
Well, you're right.
They read and follow a 2,000-year-old book. You talking about we should want progression? Motherfuckers don't want progression. They stuck 2,000 years ago. You didn't get no progression from people that fuck with that. That's crazy.
Let me get Mama's boy. I think this is Mama's boy. And then there's another unknown caller.
I didn't have much to say. I just wanted to be present and my line be open when the apology shows up. So
They gonna call. I got faith in them. They gonna call. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, hey, I was just going to add to what Howard was saying. There's comfort in yesterday. And the reason why there's comfort in yesterday is because you know what's going to happen. And so there's a reason why the reruns on TV are popular. Why? You know the story. You know, there's no surprises there. Aunt B is going to make up pies. You know, Opie is going to go fishing, you know, with Andy. Andy ain't going to use his gun, and Barney's going to have that one bullet. There's comfort in yesterday. You know, there is no comfort in tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow could take away everything that you have. You know, there's the unknown. You could win all or you could lose all. And that scares a lot of people. Also, too, you know, I don't know if have you ever gone to a casino and sat down and played cards?
No, I haven't. Well, I mean, I've been to casinos, but I haven't I actually, you know, participated.
Yeah. Yeah, anybody that plays cards, there's one thing that scares the hell out of everybody. And you know what that is?
What's that?
When they shuffle the deck.
Okay.
Right? Why? Because they randomize everything in that deck. You know, when you're sitting playing cards and you're watching the cards come out of the deck, you become aware of patterns, and you also know what already happened. When that dealer shuffles that deck, all bets are off. You don't know what's coming out. And so life is kind of like that. You know, people have a nostalgic and comfort level in yesterday because tomorrow could be some random shit that they can't handle. And so, you know, if you build your life to be flexible and nimble enough, then you're not scared. And some of us have built our lives that way. But others have built their lives that depend upon certain things to happen in a certain way in order for it to survive. You know, we talked about this on ABC's show. And I told them, I said, your castle is unprotected because you're the only one bringing in an income. If anything in life was to change, that would change that flow, your whole castle comes crumbling down because you built no safeguards, you know, to guard against that. You know, and that's the fear. You know, a lot of people have built their castles basically, you know, on the premise that things will always be the way they are. And anything that influences chaos, change, or any sort of agent that goes against what they believe, then that brings fear. It brings a lot of fear. You know, people work their job 30 years and they expect to get the gold watch at the end. All right. What happens when that company is bought? You know, you get no gold watch. You get a pat on the back, you get an autographed picture of the CEO, and you get shown the door. You know, so you know these events.
You get shown the door in a nice
scared.
way, Joe, or no? I'm just playing. You do get shown the door. I'm just playing.
Yeah. Well, actually, the security guard comes to your desk and says, you know, we'll send you your box that you're on your way out. And they scrape your fucking parking tag out of your car window and send you on your merry way. But
that's facts.
I had a moment. Sorry, I had a moment. You know, but we just saying, Tyrone, man, there's comfort for a lot of people in the yesterday. And me, I don't live in yesterday. I'm a futurist, man. I'm looking for tomorrow. I've built my life nimble enough to make the adjustments to be just as profitable tomorrow as I was today or yesterday. But that's me. Everybody ain't like that. So I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, right? As a child, you look at history and you seen everybody was walking around barefoot and loincloth, and then you seen after a while everybody started riding horses and shit, bare naked, and then you seen everybody was in a horse and buggy, and then after a while everybody started using street candles as lights, and then it just everything evolved. So you look at things as everybody started driving cars after a while, the Model T, and then you started driving more up to date. So you look at things as evolving, and that's just the way society's supposed to go. But these people don't think things are supposed to transform and evolve. And I look
Yeah,
at
because they.
go ahead.
Well, let me say, yeah, because they they are believing in shit 2,000 years ago, or what those people thought about things. It's just like I was talking to a pastor the other day, and I said, you know why I don't believe in your shit? This is what I said. I'll give you one little quick thing. It says, the sun, God made the sun and the stars, and the sun to provide light in the day, and the moon to provide light at night. And I said, well, first of all, the sun is a star. So if they was getting this shit directly from God, they wouldn't have made a division
Telescope.
between the sun and the star. A sun is a star. And I said, secondly, the moon doesn't emit light. So God didn't make the moon to give you light in the darkness, because the moon doesn't have any light. So that lets me further know they didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. And if God gave them this shit, then God didn't even know what the fuck he created. So I said, from right there, it's bullshit. It's straight bullshit. But you got people that will continue on reading that book and say, I'm going to live my life by this shit. It's total bullshit. It's their opinions 2,000 years ago about what was going on in their little land. And they didn't know shit else. They didn't know that the moon doesn't emit light and everything. But, and there's a lot of other shit in that book. They didn't know what the hell was going on. So what I'm saying, Tyrone, when you got the majority of people trying to live their life on a Bronze Age fucking book, and we're in 2024, doesn't work. That's why you got all these motherfuckers following Trump. They mad. They mad as hell. Bro, the shit is outdated, bro. We moving on. You got SARS still talking about, the fossil fuels and shit, like all that shit out. Nigga, you outdated. We're moving forward. We're going slowly because we got a lot of these outdated niggas in offices in lawmaking, so we can't move as fast as we want to move in this country. Other countries moving way faster.
Yeah, I mean, the fossil fuels is moving fast because people are greedy. These fossil fuel companies know that the next wave of technology is going to break the bank for them, because natural energy, the sun, the electricity, is going to just cut fossil fuels straight out. There's going to be no need for them no more. Then they don't want that to happen. The planet will not be needed to be used for fuel anymore if we use battery technology. That's just a fact. So I mean, you still need some of those resources, but you won't need as much, because you're still going to need your plastics and all that kind of stuff, and that comes straight from the earth. But you're not going to need it for fuel and all of that. You're probably still going to need it for plane fuel and all that kind of stuff, but you're not going to need it for cars and other things to fuel your homes and all that kind of stuff. But we just need to move ahead. We need to move ahead. We just need to move ahead. Damn it. It's just I'm tired. I want my children to advance. I don't want to be stuck in the goddamn past all the damn time. I don't want to be. It's just fucking crazy to be stuck. It's just like
Hey, Ty.
this school
Hey, Ty.
just like this school
Let me
shooting.
say this, Ty, real quick.
Go ahead.
Our children have advanced, bro. Our children are way more advanced than us in their thinking and the way they do things. The way they use a phone, I'm gonna tell you on some real shit. The way I could have the same phone as one of my kids, they use it they open it up. When I mean open it up, they use that phone way more than I can use my phone. They know all that shit.
Well, I'm not saying that they don't, but just think about what if we gave them access to even more, is my point. Yes, they can do that.
Yeah, I'm going to push back on that, Howard. Yeah, I'm going to push back on that a little bit. Look, they use technology, but somewhere along the line, we stopped dreaming. Okay, and let me give you the reason why I say that. My era and your era and Tyrone's era was born out of Apollo. And when I say Apollo, I'm talking about the Apollo moon program. We lived in a time when man actually walked on the moon. And if you think about it, all the great science fiction and technology that we enjoy today started from that era, right? So we were in an era of innovation and creation that has not been seen by America since maybe World War II. And so somewhere along the line, though, we pulled back. Evangelicals took over the Republican Party, and their mantra was, space ain't for us, and blah blah blah. We're earthbound, blah blah blah. Like you said, we receded into this 2,000-year-old, mindset that kind of limited our ability to dream big like that.
No,
Joe,
Joe, what you saying ain't true. Listen, how can I put it? There's still been leaps like that, but the actual, how can I say it? The steps that you're talking about, like physically going, haven't been big like that. But whenever you look at the technology in AI, when you look at the technology in technology, those leaps, because the technology that it took to go to space was the same technology that's inside of a calculator. So that technology is nothing compared to the technology that's inside of your cell phone right now. So whenever you look at those, well, hold on for a minute. So whenever you look at those types of leaps in technology, they way outpace what we have right now compared to the time period that you're talking about back then, right? So whenever so we got to give today's time period credit for the leaps in technology that they've actually overcame today, because when you talk about AI and Nvidia and all of that, them people have been making some leaps and bounds, Joe, because AI is I don't know, it's kicking ass. Whenever you look at it, I don't know what else to say about that shit.
Yeah, I think you're missing the point that I'm saying, though, is the creators of all of these things are the children of Apollo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? See, without a kid, looking at a space program and imagining, all right, without the associated science fiction that came along with that, we probably would not have AI. AI was created in the 50s and the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
It's been implemented and perfected now, but the technology behind it, even NVIDIA, graphics cards, all of those technologies were created in the 60s and the 70s. So it's the children of Apollo that started the groundwork.
I wish space travel was included. That would be something else. But I don't know why they stopped space travel.
That's what I'm saying. The idea of
hold on, Chad. I think they're still traveling space, just not with rockets and humans. Don't they have that? Shoot, Joe, what's this called? The space thing that sitting out and it just goes out and takes pictures and keeps on going and taking pictures of everything. It's went really far.
Well, they got those. They send those out periodically, and they one still
You
going out.
talking about the Hubble?
No, the whole
Yeah,
that's just a
Hubble? No, that's the
That's a
telescope.
telescope. I know what Howard talking
The
about.
yeah, they send those out there. It's not. They don't send. We can't go that far as human beings. Yeah,
Yeah,
we dead. We can't
they
live.
send,
It's too far to go.
yeah, they send
But
probes out.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, the probes and stuff. They go out and they send them out and take pictures and. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but hold on, but I want you to understand what I'm really saying is the technology of today started with a dream yesterday. If you don't give kids something to dream of, there won't be the same level of technologies tomorrow. You have to keep people, like you said, moving forward. This goes into that moving forward thing. If we keep retreating back, then you're not going to give people anything to dream about. You know, if you keep saying that, oh, you know, like you said, if you define the world through a Bible, then there's nothing to dream about. All your questions are answered. It's just God. And so, you know, technology and, you know, the implementation of it allows people to dream further. You know, we have iPads because of Star Trek. Where did Star Trek came from? It came from a guy's mind of space travel, right? Why? Because he saw us going to the moon. So you understand, one thing leads to another leads to another. You know, so I don't want to focus too much on the actual event, but the event in the sense
You
that
also
it
have
sparks
automatic
dreams.
doors going into stores.
Right.
Automatic doors that came from Star Trek too, and they
Right.
took that in.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. These things came out of a dream, and they came out of somebody's imagination that they shared to the world. And somebody said, hey, we could do that. We could make that. It's not just a story. We can make it. And they did. So if we stop looking forward and just keep focusing on yesterday, then we're going to lose all of that. Look at Russia now. Russia's in that state. They haven't innovated. You know, they're using tanks and equipment from World War II. Why? Because corruption and authoritarianism kill their dreamers. The dreamers are here.
I meant to call these people communists. I said socialists. Yeah, that's what they are. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, Tyrone, can I piggyback on some of that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Joe. I was reading a few articles last week about innovation and technology. I was surprised what I thought I knew, I didn't know. Or when I realized the first microwave ovens, when they showed up in the home, was in the 50s. And I had to think of that before then. Or they were in the first personal computers. And the first VCR. I thought that was, late 80s. No, it goes back 2 decades before that. So a lot of the innovations that we have now, they date way back to actual technology of it was in use. And then when you read certain things that we have now, you would be blown away when those things were actually in use before, like he said, they worked on it, improved on it, it is that. So now we have it on a watch, walking around in the street. We have it everybody has, all the ladies got all that stuff in their pocketbook. Men have it in their back pocket or whatever. So I agree with him on that. Young kids, they are quick with the technology because that's what they're being taught in school. They're no longer being taught a cursive writing. They don't even know what an analog clock and different things like that. They're being taught that in school from the ground up. It was technology that then happened. And so then you have the Zoomers that's coming up into the next generation. It's just going to be there when they are really becoming of age. It's going to always be. Take like my generation. We were learning personal computers and things like that in school. We took classes. No more typing or anything like that. We were learning how to work personal computers. And I was in school, middle school. And then it kept going. My generation, which I'm going to say all of us are the same generation. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to tail in Gen Xer. Technology started really taking leaps and bounds when I was in school. So my generation is the generation as it started to really take the Jetson style leaps and bounds. So we were at when it was leaping and bounding, and we're here now. We're on here. We got this. So, but later as the children go forward, it's just there. The Zoomers, it's just there. We grew up in this, but they did not. They have no idea of the evolution. I had no idea of the evolution. That makes a difference. And as far as they're quicker, smarter, swifter, all of that with the technology, but there's something missing with them. And I'm not saying it's bad or it's good, but there's something missing. And what I have found, a lot of
Well, if you
older
keep
generations,
using that evolution word, they're going to be mad at you, Sister Alicia.
yeah, they're going to be mad. But it's true. It's true. You hand them a piece of paper with, and that's teaching them to be as well-rounded as I was when I was in school. They're not. They can't even read cursive writing. They can't write it. They don't know what an analog clock is. They no longer.
They don't need to.
Yes, they do. And
why? When the last time you wrote in cursive?
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? Let me get to it.
Yeah, when the last time you wrote in cursive?
Last week. Who knows?
You playing devil's advocate, Howard.
There is no devil's advocate. When I was in school, we learned to read music in regular music class. Now you have to take a secondary advanced class for band.
But go back to the cursive, Sister Alicia. When the last time you wrote the cursive?
You gonna let me finish? Okay, let me finish.
Yeah.
I answered you. I said probably last week, the last time I actually had to handwrite something. I wrote it in cursive. Last week. I don't know. Oh, no. I had to write a message from my mom about an appointment, and I wrote it out. I still write in cursive. I do. I just do. Sometimes I go in and out of print, in and out of cursive. But what teaching, it's just like regular old GM has been cut from the curriculum. You have to take that as an elective. And what these types of things do, they teach people to be a little more well-rounded of human beings. And that helps your discernment skills. That helps your critical thinking skills when you're a little more well-rounded. And you know what they're cutting back on? Teaching them to count actual currency, paper, coins. That's going away. So they're quick with the technology, but how well-rounded are they? Reading comprehension and different things like that. I'm not saying that that's a must that you need to concentrate on that. You don't have to concentrate on it heavy like it was when I was in school. I'm speaking for myself. That's why I keep saying when I was in school. You don't have to concentrate on that stuff like when I was in school because that's what it was. But it helps. You need to hit a little piece of it in order to make them a little more well-rounded. That's why we had so many, the younger millennials was thinking that racism was over because of Obama. Well, our young people, they need a little bit more well-roundedness because I was coming in school, I transitioned from, we was learning home computers, people were getting them, we were doing them, there was more technology, with video games and things like that, and we transitioned. The next generations, the younger ones coming up, it's just there. And sometimes if there's steps that are missing, that plays a role in who you are and what you could be, your well-roundedness, unless you take an elective. Another thing I've noticed that a lot of young people, they are unaware of civics. They don't concentrate on teaching civics any longer. They don't know how the government works. They don't know how local government works. Those things, and writing in cursive too. Those are things that make you a more well-rounded person so you have more knowledge of your everyday goings-on and your everyday happenings. And it starts with the little lots of articles, lots of psychologists, child psychologists, they all are speaking on this stuff that I'm talking about. They're leaving out the children. Don't understand, a lot of it, they don't understand the steps, because they don't understand the steps, because they're not given more, like the older generation, they're not as well-rounded and well-covered. You go to some of the college campuses, they have people walking around. They didn't know who the vice president was. They don't know that the post office, yes, it's government. It's government adjacent, but it's not run by the Fed. Different things like that. They do not know these things. And that's why a lot of them out here, they're easily brainwashed, they're easily caught up, swept up, they're easily more emotional because a lot of things they don't know. And the number one thing that I noticed that the younger ones don't know, they don't understand civics, they don't. And another thing I noticed, when you go into a store and you pay for something, which I very rarely have any cash, but there are times that I do, and the price of the thing was $2.37, so I gave the young lady a $5 bill at 37 cents. She didn't know what the hell to, they didn't know what the hell to do. And
they
I'm
need the machine.
Like, they need to count. I said, you take the $2.37, you give me $3 back. You put it at $5 in the drawer, and you give me $3 back. And it took me too long to have to explain that. That's simple math. So they need these things. Because guess what? We still use currency for right now. So
Sister Lisa, can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
In addition to what you're saying about the change, what really drives me up the wall, grinds my gears, so to speak, is that they're not smart enough to figure out that they don't even have to calculate the shit. If they type with the amount of money that they got, the register would do it for them. That's what really disturbs me.
They don't know
That
how to use the register.
But think about it, brother. You're not smart enough to figure out that you don't have to calculate the shit. What the fuck? Oh, but I'm done.
No, but what you said, exactly that. But the crazy part is they don't know how to even use that machine to be able to let it do. It's crazy how you don't even learn the basics of how the damn cashier works for you to just type in what he said, 230 whatever, bomb. They give you $5, boom. It's calculation on its own, but they don't even know how to do that.
And you know what? I've been through this many times. And I said, well, and it's like, well, what I don't, and they called over another person, young person. She said, I said, go ahead and put in, it's 231. Go ahead and put in 531, and you'll see what I'm saying. And they just looking at me like, oh my God, she's trying to steal. So she put in $5.31. And it took a while. I just stood there, and the people in the line was like, oh my God, the young people. And then it was like, oh, I see now. It took too long for that. I was standing up there almost 15 minutes, because normally I don't bother. But that time I said, well, I'm going to bother. They need these things. And they need, even if it's cursive writing, they need it. Just a little bit. You got to go overboard. Give them a little something. And Joe is absolutely right. I agree with him 100%. They smart with the technology, but they missing it. They missing shit.
Yeah. Let me bring it home now. Let me tie this up with a bow. Yeah, so this is the essence of Project 2025. All right, let me bring this home. Because one of the tenets of that project is to get rid of the Department of Education. And this is critical. Why? Because then that shifts the requirements for education to a local level. So what you're going to have is, in a lot of these rural towns, they're not going to teach that there's a big world out there. Why? Because Dick and Jane don't need to know that information. They need to know about what's happening in this little local town here. And that local town is controlled by a local warlord called a mayor. So, you know, they're trying to revert America back to a small town collective. You know, they're trying to go back in time. And that's why it's so dangerous. Yes. By breaking, things down into local, so-called local level, states' rights, all that is saying basically is we're going to control our little enclaves the way we want to. When you start talking about things on a federal level, it takes away from that control. So Project 2025 is they want to turn the world into Mennonites or Amish. They want us to be just like them in enclosed, isolated communities that have their own rules and their own laws
And you
and
can't
live on
get
their
out of
own.
the. If you only know a certain amount of information, you're only privy. You could only get but so far. It's like education is key, and when they say like when
Right.
you know more, you can do more. If you're just educated on a level that is not where the world is at, you're out of that whole world thing as it's going. And like what he said, you stay stuck in this almost time warp, and you don't ever get to escape outside of that. And I'll say this, that right now is what he said with the Project 2025, right? The privatization. If you don't got the money, if they're not teaching in the public schools the basic things that you need, that means that you're out of the bigger picture. And those that got the money can educate their children properly, and they advance. And now you have us behind again, even worse. While the rest, there's only a selective few that have the education to be able to move forward and have the resources and the same old on a bigger level.
Yeah, and let me address the knucklehead in the chat room. According to ABC, that's dumb as fuck. ABC, we've already been there. We've seen this show. We know what America was like before there was a Department of Education, and we know how ill-educated rural people were. That's history. We don't have to repeat that history again. We've already seen it. So I don't understand why you can't understand that. We already have the example there for you to see. Just pick up a book and you'll see that. The reason why they put a Department of Education there is to normalize education across the country because there were too many illiterate people in rural areas.
I agree. You all sit back. I know the Jetsons was the cartoon. Everybody's familiar with the Jetsons. That show started way before I was born. But we watched it as kids. And I remember we used to be like, I can't wait. We won't be here to see. I could talk to my grandma knows in another state from the TV. I remember that was the main thing I used to harp on. We could talk to grandma and them on the phone and looking at them on the TV. Boy, they had that technology back then. It just wasn't widespread. But and I remember, and then later on, it's like, oh my God, we have surpassed that. The only thing they got that we do not have is interplanet travel, a galaxy travel. But we got everything else. We got everything else that they had on the Jetsons. A TV show that was created before I was born. So.
Well, it's just like I said, this is where the propaganda and manipulation runs deep. According to ABC, the reason they want to get rid of the Department of Education is so they don't teach LGBT stuff. No, brother. That's the premise, but that's not the goal. Like I said, the goal is to revert America back to, how we were when we were agricultural power, not a technical power, not a technological power. So, like I said, we've seen that show before. You can pick up any history book and read about what the educational system in America was like, let's say in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. And the reason why they put a Department of Education in place, the premise behind it. I said, see, and this is the difference between an informed opponent and an asshole idiot. Because at least an informed opponent will do a little research to see and not just repeat, the propaganda that they've been fed. God forbid, it would be nice to have an informed opponent that doesn't yell and scream like a fucking idiot,
Well,
and at
Jesus
least
Christ.
knows what they're talking about.
Those guys always believe in conspiracies, man. But I mean, you could just look at the education system in this country before, uh, the corporations got involved. The education system did just fine. They created the education system in this country, created this country, and without any money being involved, they created this country. Like you just talked about, they created the space race. They created astronauts. They created all the scientists in this country. They created philosophers. They created the schools and colleges and the elite universities without any private institutions and all this kind of bullshit. The education in this country created all kinds of people. You know what I mean? So you didn't need any of this privatized education for the education system in this country to work. All of this stuff that they talking about privatizing education, that's just bullshit. Uh, I mean, it's just that when you talk about privatizing school, that's just corporations trying to get paid. Um, and they just ruin the school system in this country. That's all they did.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. One more other point I want to make. When I was little, my mom used to bring home books from the library. And one of my favorite books when I was a child was called The Giving Tree. Now, I'm just going to suggest everybody go look that up. They have a short video online with reading the books and the actual pictures. And that book was so good, I didn't quite understand it when I first read it, but I knew I had a lot of problems with the story because it was getting to me. But as an adult, I understand The Giving Tree now. Yeah, these southern states is banning The Giving Tree along with other books all over the world. And I was like, no, not The Giving Tree. They're not banning that. Yes, they are. Because The Giving Tree, quick synopsis, is teaching you a lesson in giving and take and give. And it's supposed to make you feel a little uncomfortable. I'm giving too much away of myself, and I'm wrong. And then this other person is taking a little too much and not giving anything in return. And it ended with everybody had done gave and had done did everything they were going to do. And they were the tree was left with a stump. And the boy was the boy that grew into a man. He was left old and decrepit and could do no more. That book taught you how to think about giving and taking, giving too much of oneself, and taking too much without giving anything back. And I was like, when I heard last week, and the reason that reminded me of The Giving Tree was last week I saw some articles how that book is being banned left and right. They don't want people thinking about that. They don't want you thinking about things like that. So they said it's sad and it makes the children sad. No, it didn't. It confused me when I first read it. That something don't sound right. I remember my mom explained some of it, but I was too young to get the nuance of it. But as an adult, I revisited it again 2 weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, I totally get what this book was trying to do and what it was trying to teach. But they don't want that. So it's being banned all over the place.
They want a country full of dumb people.
Yep.
I mean, they want you stupid. They want you just like ABC and Sarge. And the sad part about, I ain't saying the same thing about ABC because ABC is just a dummy. But the sad thing about Sarge is really, really intelligent. And I'm gonna say that about that, man. Sarge is an intelligent person. He had to work to be as stupid as he is today. He had to bend over backwards.
Sorry, got choked up. Sorry, got choked up.
He had to bend over backwards to be as dumb as what we are witnessing right now. But ABC, it didn't take a far reach for him. It didn't take that much. But I really feel bad. Sarge had to really work to get that done. As a matter of fact, if y'all look at the screen, I'm messing with some Trump supporters with diapers on and these ear pads on. These people are just dumb. They want this country to be this dumb as these people wearing diapers and these Tampax is on their ears and stuff.
Yeah.
They
and not
want
thinking for themselves. They don't want you to think for yourself.
They just want them to be dumb. I don't know.
Well, it's just obvious. It's obvious. It's easy to trigger and manipulate these people to do what you want. Like ABC say, oh, they don't want you to teach LGBT. No, no, no. That's what they're telling you. We don't trigger you. They know you. They know all they got to do is feed you, and you're gonna run with it. And you do every week. You run with that. But that's not the goal. That's a simple goal. They don't teach it now. So it's like, so they're telling you all this stuff about indoctrinating kids. You can't teach LGBTQ. I'm sorry, it's a lifestyle. It's not something. It's not a class. You can't.
Yeah, they need to
You
get out of
can't
here with the
teach it,
children.
brother. Yeah,
You see,
yeah. So
they don't care about children.
yeah.
There was a classroom, there was a school that just got shot up. They don't care about children. They don't care about children because Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein lived on an island and they was having sex with children. So they don't care about children.
Right.
They need to get out of here with that children crap. They don't care about children.
Well, even more than that, like I said, they hold up this straw man because they know people like ABC will get triggered by it, run with it, and do the work for them. Meanwhile, they can put in once if they get rid of the Department of Education, they can eliminate any other program they want, and I guarantee you're going to start seeing a big change in what is being taught, but even more than that, what's not being taught. Again, they don't want people to what's that saying? That old World War song, how you gonna keep them on the farm after they've seen Paris? So, the whole point is if you limit people's education and limit their scope to just a local level, then it's easier to manage and control. And once they realize it's a much bigger world out there, once they realize that, that everything they've been told is bullshit, then they start moving away and finding out for themselves. This is why you have so many dead towns, in the middle of the country. Why? People move to the big cities. They don't stay in these little towns. They move to the big cities. Why do they move to the big cities? Why? Because there's so much more there than they know. Nobody floods to Boga Chitto, Mississippi. As much as I love Boga Chitto, and I'll be down there for Thanksgiving, nobody's flooding down. There's not a mass of people stampeding into Boga Chitto, Mississippi. It's a little town too. And so, if they can control the thought, then they can control the politics and the economics of where you're living. That's the ultimate goal.
And propaganda works. It clearly works. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Rupert Murdoch knows how to do it. I wish people would go and look at that documentary. I don't know if it's on Netflix or HBO, wherever it is. They need to look at that documentary on how Rupert Murdoch came up. And that man is good at what he do. He started in Australia. Well, his daddy started in Australia. I think they went to the UK magazines and newspaper, and then they jumped to New York. They got Ronald Reagan elected, and then next thing you know, they got Fox in the United States. Started with the football game, and then it just spread. That man know what he's doing, and he's controlling people. And I swear and once you know that, you'll see why he controls the media. And these people are being controlled by Rupert Murdoch. I don't know how else to say that. And it's scary how that man controls the fucking media. And
it is.
It not only him and his children. These reality shows, that's a Murdoch motherfucking goddamn thing. The one like Naked and Afraid, all of those fucking reality shows, those are his children doing that bullshit. They know what the fuck they doing. They know how to do that shit. I don't know how to say it. Those people, they got it going on when it comes to media and the politics. Rupert Murdoch and his daddy. Something about his daddy being in war, and his daddy, I can't remember. Jay New York seen it. His dad, there was a situation.
Australia. He's Australian. If I'm not
but his daddy was in a situation in the war, but his daddy came back. The situation didn't happen like his daddy came back and told it, but because his daddy came back and told it and put it in the media the way his daddy told it, that's the way the story was told, and that's the way it turned out. It was something really weird, So I don't know. It was just.
Racist.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, a good recommendation. There's a terrific documentary. You can find it on YouTube. Different places. About Route 66. That was one of the first. We got songs made off it from the 50s. Pack up your Route 66. We got all of that. It doesn't stretch across the entire United States. It starts in Los Angeles and it ends up right around in Chicago. It goes across a certain large portion across the United States. That was everything. That was everything back in the day. Was that they purposely, when they decided to build larger highways, which you could in a sense call them express highways, they purposely did not give exit ramps and exits onto Route 66 to keep the people marginalized in those places.
Right.
They purposely did that, and you can see, like the documentary shows, where you can look a certain amount of
The
distance
geographics.
over. Yeah, you could see where Route 60, but they purposely did not give them not even off ramps into these smaller towns. That was designed, and oh my God, all across Route 66 is abandonment. The cities and the towns, they're dead because the people had to get out and leave. They managed to do so, even though it was designed for them not to. That's a very good documentary about Route 66. And it's actually sad to see middle America like that. Well, all it took was some damn off-ramps to connect Route 66. And they needed the major highways, expressways. The corporations needed them so they could do with the trains and they could do the trucks and the delivery, the workers to deliver back and forth so that the people at the top could get their things done, could get their things delivered, could get their things moved. But it was purposely done to not even give them small towns and things a turn-off, a ramp, to keep them complacent. And when you see the isolation, it's just desolate. As you got tumbling tumbleweeds all through all of these places. Because the people had no choice but no exits, no off-ramps, no nothing. But the people still found a way, I'm going to guess through radio and television, that we got to get out of here. And that's why we have so many abandoned towns and little cities and things like that. All of the business went because the people at the top didn't care about those little motels and restaurants and diners and little shops and mom and pops. All of them closed down.
But they love America. They love the USA. They claim to love the USA. They love Americans. They want nothing but Americans, but yet have, disappear from there or try to deprive people from making some progress.
Exactly. They don't care. They deprive them from all of that for the big corporations and the people at the top. They had to build those expressways. Those at the top to make their money. They didn't get a rat's ass about those in the middle that lost everything. And they had no choice to find their way out. And that's why we have so many desolate, isolated ghost towns throughout middle America. That's why. That was purposely done. And people talking about that they won't teach homosexuality or LGBTQ. It's not about that. Just say it's not about that. They got y'all down in the mud fighting about that. But it's not
they
about
need to get off of that homosexual stuff. That's so
not about that.
old now.
And DEI was supposed to be able to open up companies and businesses and to tapping into talent that they didn't know was out there. And that's why they demonizing that, trying to kill that. And y'all, it keeps the people bogged down, talking about gay stuff, talking about this stuff, talking about race, wanting their guns. Like this might be Buffalo Bill, Wild Wild West. Everybody still needs a gun. And you still need to be ruled so they can work you to death. And then you can have more babies, bring them up, work them to death. That's what this is
And do
about.
the same
But
old
y'all-
cycle.
Over and over and over. Y'all keep on talking about, well, I don't want my children being taught LGBTQ plus IA. They're just trying to teach them tolerance so they can learn to maneuver in this world. That's all they're trying to teach. Not really even teach. They're trying to introduce tolerance. And you ought to have sense enough to tell your children that that's not you, that's not you. But tolerance. And they like, oh, they trying to turn the kids gay. They pulling a number on these people, and they too stupid. Like Tyrone said, walking around with maxi pads, crap on their ears, going along with
Well,
it.
what does that say about the parent? I mean, whether negative or positive, my thing is will be then, well, then the parent doesn't have an influence on your kids. So you as a parent are scared and I think all parents probably would be, what they go into the world. Well, you have to prepare them then at home. Try to do the best. And you have to accept this, that even if you prepare them with all the tools, you raise them as perfect as you think you want them to be, and they turn out something else. It's just that way. I don't care how strong you are as a parent, it might not go your way. I'm just saying it happens. You just got to equip them with the right tools and try the best to educate them to be a thinker and not be easily influenced. But you know what? The reality is that we're all influenced by something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's hard to understand. The only way you can keep that child from seeing what's going on in the world is from keeping them isolated from everything that's going on in the world. So if you're ready for that, then go ahead. You have to move far away in a rural area where there's nobody, no neighbors, no nothing, and you self-sustain without television and communication from the outside, or you control what images and audibles is coming inland into your area. But you have to be able to control that. You have to be able to educate your child. And then when they grow up, they might want to get out of there, whether you want to or not. So I'm just saying that at the end of the day, the only way you're going to be able to control your child 100% is, if you want to say, if you can, will be isolating them.
Yeah, they call Amish, Jay. They call Amish.
and hold on, but the Amish got they even get tired because you see the new generation on that TV show. Shit, they want to go outside. They want to hang out. They want to use a motor car. Some of them is not going by their traditions anymore. They breaking away from that. What are we doing? What are they doing? I mean, so do we blame the parents? Do we tell the parents, well, y'all fucked up in raising your child? I mean, at the end of the day, people have their own minds. And yes, we're influenced by things all over the place, but at the end of the day, if your mind is working correct, you're thinking for yourself and you're making decisions. And not really any individual can control. You could control a person, but so much, right? You could brainwash them and stuff, but some people you just can't brainwash, and they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm just saying.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And you all were talking about the Quakers, the Amish, and the Ammonites. The Ammonites seem to be the worst of the three.
You said the Ammonites. What is the Ammonite?
It's sort of like Quakers. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
She means Mennonite.
Mennonites. Yeah, I'm sorry. Mennonites. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Mennonites. They the most estranged from as far as I saw. There's a great documentary about them. You can find it on YouTube. And they would talk about the families that they like to move to the real remotest, some of them, locations. And they'll tell you the teaching that the kids get in school, their religious teaching, that's it. So they teach them to read, to be able to understand and read their book, the Bible. That's it. So they don't need anything more. And I saw a documentary about them and the children, and a couple of them in their communities, which are there's a lot of them in South America and different places like that, little very isolated communities. And some of them got cell phones. and they were hiding them from the council and the rest of the community. And I was like, well, how are they doing this documentary showing the people who's doing the documentary? This one man, he had a cell phone, and all of his kids would gather around, and he would let them watch the cartoons and listen to the music and stuff. And he said, if I found out, I would be ostracized from the group, from the village, and they ended up being. But he took that chance because he had discovered a cell phone where he had made it out, and he wanted his children to enjoy it. And he ended up getting put out and admonished, all that stuff. And he said, well, he just has to do it because he wants his children to see that there's a little more. And looking at those little children, they love watching the cartoons. They love watching the videos. They're watching like Michael Jackson. They're watching, all of the cartoons, Dora the Explorer and things like that. And it brought joy to my heart. I said, because some of those little children, they're going to say, I want more of that. And that's not a sin. It's not a sin. So, I mean, that's what this country's trying to take us back to, take us to that type of stuff. And it's crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy.
I mean, you have how many tribes that are traditional still go by? I'm pretty sure things, even people that's in the Amazon and in the jungles of South America and Africa or wherever, they're using some type of technology. They're using some type of technology that's more not as traditional as before.
Well, yeah, everybody is evolving, yeah. But America to me is based on hate. A long time ago, I used to look at these pictures of the lynchings and the burnings and stuff like that, and it used to be gathered with a whole bunch of people, and I used to try to figure out who's all these people standing around watching all this violence. But you're just looking at them right now. You're looking at them at the Maga rallies.
Right.
You're looking at them. That's who the hell it was. We're looking at the people who's at these lynchings. That's who the hell you're looking at.
The grandkids,
yeah.
and great grandkids of those people.
Yeah, that's who the hell you looking at. The Marjorie Taylor Greens and all of it. That's who the fuck is in those pictures.
Them nutsy people. Oh, Tyrone, here it is. The Mennonites are a Christian group that was originated during the 16th century Protestant Reformation. They are a branch of anti-Baptist movement, was rebaptized as adult believers. The Mennonites are known for their emphasis on peace, justice, simplicity, community service, and mutual aid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they seem to be you think the Quakers and what's the other group?
The Amish type people.
Amish, you think they they got nothing on the Mennonites. Them people.
Well, I don't hate on those people. As long as they racist, as long as they ain't racist or whatever, they can have their religion.
No, you want to be tradition. You don't want to use electricity. You don't want to do that. That's cool, but don't push that on me. Just like I'm not going to push on you. I'm not telling you to use electricity if you don't want to. You want to use supplies, but just don't pollute my background. Or backyard. If you want to use traditional ways that make you feel better, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to tell you. I might introduce you to something and say, hey, maybe you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, that's on you.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
I
ain't going to hate on nobody's culture or religion.
You want to use a wagon to get to California and I'm going to use a car and you get there a month later, that's on you. I'm not going to be mad at you.
Yeah, they can live.
That's good. Go with it. I'm with you. Go with that.
Do what makes you happy as long as you're not affecting somebody. And again, everybody could feel some type of way or something if you insert yourself in the shit. Now, if it's something that don't directly affect you.
Yeah, see, but like the Republicans, they changing policy to affect people's lives. They trying to change the way women are. They're banning books. You know, they're just they're trying to be against DEI and people of color
and it's going according to religion and certain a
yeah
small group of people that think this should be this way. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, a lot of them ain't practicing that same stuff. What they want to implement, they don't practice.
they're against LGBTQ, but whenever they had their Republican convention, they crashed the gay app in that city. So there's a bunch of gay people that's a Republican that is in the closet.
And closeted. You're right. You're right.
Right. That's another thing. So
go ahead.
Go
ahead.
No,
I was going to say what I do, like the Amish I admire, because we have a lot of them here in Maryland and in Pennsylvania, which is the state we connected up to. When it comes to community, like if we have bad storms, bad things happen, they come out and they help. I guess they would call it secular or whatever they would call us. They come out and they help the community, like repairing their houses and their this and their that. They come and they're all about community and helping the rest of the community. So if they want to live in covered wagons, even though they are a little bit further up than some of the other groups, that's fine. They have these things, but they don't try to enforce what they're doing on other people.
Right.
But the government had to crack down on some of them that owns markets and things. Yes, you can sell your goods. You can sell your farm stuff, your milk, your meat, but you're gonna have to pasteurize that stuff. You're gonna have to follow.
You have to get it regulated.
The meat, you have to have it regulated. If you want to sell it, get a license to sell it to the public. And guess what?
Well, that's fair.
They adapted, and they did. They adapted, and they did.
That's fair.
They did.
Because that's for the safety of everybody. So that's fair.
Of everybody.
Yeah.
And they did because just because they don't need it or they don't want it, they're saying, well, this is what they have to do. This is what we have to do to be able to participate in society. So we're not going to look down on it. We will adapt. And just like they don't pay taxes. And you know what? I'm good with them not paying taxes because they draw nothing back from the government. No Social Security, no health care, no nothing. They do not draw back. They put in money.
They're not part of the system.
Their own thing. Yeah. So right. I'm okay with
See, I would love to live like that. I would, but I know I'm too dependent on the system. I am too dependent on the system.
They do not take anything back. And that's good. That's why a lot of people are good with this. They don't want to pay taxes, fine. They don't want to pay taxes, cool. They don't take anything back from it. That's how it should be. If they don't look down on everybody else for paying taxes and pulling back out of it, that's how it should be. But this new stuff here trying to force stuff on other people, that's not the way to be. But I respect them for that. They said, we won't take. We're not going to give to it, but we won't take. If there's a problem in the community, everybody needs help, we will show up, roll our sleeves up, and help. We will help the community. That's how it should be. You do yours, I do mine. That's how it should be.
Yeah, you can't live like that, Tyrone, because you can't be punching them guts unless you're married.
Can't be doing what?
Punching them guts. Punching them guts.
Man,
unless you're married.
I'm old, yo. I'm getting on up there in my age. I'm how old am I? 57 now.
When you old,
I'm older than y'all.
Function.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said, when you old, you don't function. You still good. Everybody that's alive, well and moving. When you old, you cannot function. You are like dead, pretty much.
Get that raw honey? That raw honey, Tyrone. This is some raw honey, man.
Raw honey.
But you know something? That can happen at any age.
Listen here, Alisa is talking about Alisa is talking about Mennonites, and y'all done start talking about sex. I ain't want to talk about no sex.
Yeah, you ain't hip to the raw honey, Tyrone?
Okay, Joe still want to talk about sex. I ain't talking about no sex.
I have to gift you a box, for your birthday, from the boys in the overnight line, the Black Power. We're gonna do some Black Power hour.
Okay, I don't need no raw honey.
So yeah, it's funny. I'm watching Sarge earlier posting all these. He gets his stuff straight from these right wing websites talking about they rethinking. They should have taken Shapiro instead of Walt. Say, look, Kamala and her organization has the wind at their back. All right, they're not struggling, to catch up. They are sailing on good winds, man. And it's Trump and those guys that are struggling. So, all these rumors and all these things that they're flying around, ain't nobody listening to that, and nobody cares. Because at the end of the day, Trump is doing himself in. And that's the thing that kind of cracks me up about Sarge, too. He's a true believer right to the end. Man. He really, truly believes this dude is going to prevail in the end. And I'm like, man, nah, he's going to jail, bro. He's definitely going to jail. He's over the top with it.
Well,
He's going to jail.
Tulsi Gabbard, when Kamala ran the first time, and all of this stuff came out about Kamala the first time. So everything they're trying to throw at her now is already been thrown at her, and it ain't working this time. So, and then we had a chance. We had a chance to Google it and look it up. It kind of stuck the first time because people was questioning her about Willie Brown. People was questioning her about all of this stuff with the black guys being locked up. And we had a chance to Google that stuff and find out that, most of it wasn't true, So the shit ain't working now,
I mean, if she was going, especially, they said she was like specializing in sex crimes and things like that. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If a person was guilty, I don't care what color they are and what nationality. If they did some sex crime and they did it, raping a woman, doing shit like that, I don't give a fuck. She prosecuted, they go where they need to go. That's period.
Nah, and she did a damn job. Shit. Plus, what her policies are now, and what her opponent's policies is now. I mean, there's no comparison. I mean, shit, she's a better fucking candidate than the other guy, without a doubt. And me being the political person that I am, there is a whole lot to critique Kamala about, but I ain't finna say a damn word. So I'm behind Kamala now. I ain't saying shit. So
well, Tyrone, I'm gonna say something that you just never heard before. She's not affiliated or attached to Project 2025.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah, we're not going back. We are not going back. So that's where I'm at. All that other bullshit, they can kiss my ass with that. Because the way they attacked Joe Biden, it was like a swarm of bees all at one time. I was like, damn, everybody coming after the old Joe.
They sure did. They was on him.
So I'm not getting ready to add to that right now. So
yeah, but there's a lot of critiquing Kamala could get. There's a lot of critiquing. I'm not going to do it right now, but I will eventually. Because that's strategy.
Right? She ain't perfect, but she's the better candidate.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
She's the better candidate. It's like if you weigh it and you say, all right, who? And I always go like this, like, okay, we're here. This is where we are. It's either, right? So that's it. Who has the more faults? Who has the more negativity? That's all. Yeah, they both got negativity, but who outweighs who in the negativity? Who outweighs who in the positivity? That's it.
Yeah, because there's a chance. There's a chance that what I say might leak over and get fed over to the other. I ain't helping them do shit. Fuck them.
Me either. Don't talk wrong. Don't. I'm not doing. I got some critiques, but I'm keeping my mouth shut on it until all of this is over with. Yeah. I agree with y'all. Y'all heard that?
I mean, I don't know all.
His prediction.
I don't know all her details or her negatives, but I say this. I'll say again. I know that she's not a perfect person. She's probably made a couple of errors, but let's weigh out whose errors are worse, how many errors one has versus the other. Who's going to be more positive than the other? It's that simple. Without emotion.
Really
it's like
Trump
bring your resume to the table. It's that simple. Bring your CV, bring your resume to the table. Let me see that, and then let me see your negatives, and then I can go from there.
Well, Trump ain't saying shit. Trump is not saying shit on the campaign trail. He ain't telling the people nothing. He ain't saying a damn thing. Nothing.
He's on a comedy show, man. Listen, the man is on a comedy show, bro.
Well, he's incriminating himself. He's incriminating himself.
He's on a comedy tour.
On that Fox interview, he straight up incriminated himself about election interference. You heard that one?
Well, yeah, but that's because the Supreme Court gave him immunity. So now that's what I was saying earlier is that since the Supreme Court gave him that immunity, he's saying that he lost the election. He did that shit on the Fox interview with Hannity. He just since he was in office.
And what?
Yeah, so he just saying shit now. I'm like, damn, he just admitting shit.
Yeah, but election interference. Yeah, election interference is not part of the immunity deal.
Yes, it is. Listen, Joe.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying. As long as he was in office, if it was done within that office, the Supreme Court gave him fucking blanket immunity for whatever the fuck he did when he was the president. It did.
So it has to be a part of his official duties, and campaigning is not.
Listen, as long as he's president and he say it is, then it is. That's the kind of immunity that they gave him.
I don't know, man. Jack Smith is going to use that as evidence against him in court, man.
Well, the way Jack Smith wait a minute, hold on. How is Jack Smith gonna do that? I done forgot how he gonna do it. You done.
But I think when he hits, when this election, when he loses the election, that's when the shit is gonna hit the fan, and they're gonna go after him. I think that's what they waited for. That's why these court cases are being delayed. They saying, all right, we're gonna weigh this out. We know that he's probably gonna lose, and when he loses, we're going in on him.
No,
remember, I've been saying that for the longest. He loses, it's on.
No, Jack Smith with the documents case is gonna have to take the actions that he made after he was out of office when he was in Florida. That's what he's gonna do. Some shit.
He's refixing.
Because
I
mean, you watched the Midas touch. You watched the Midas touch. Something Ben Marcellus said about him being in office and after office. The shit that he did in Florida was out of office. Or some shit that he said.
So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the election interference case with Chucky. That whole thing. Yeah. That's a whole other thing. And so, he basically admitted his crime right there, and they're going to use that as evidence against him. Yeah.
He did. He said,
they're going to use that against him.
He did so much, my brain hurt.
Jeez. He said, he always claimed he wasn't interfering in the election. He sat right up there and said, I had every right to interfere in the election.
I seen that.
Go ahead, Trump. Say it. Talk it. I had every right to do it.
Well, maybe he's looking at that as a defense, what the Supreme Court did. Or maybe he's just an idiot. I don't know.
He's stupid. And they getting it ready, set, and they going to serve it up on him when he leave office. Now, whether or not he actually go inside of a prison, I don't think so.
Probably won't lock him up.
No, I think they're going to do some house arrest, some serious house arrest, because I don't think they're going to subject the Secret Service, because they have to switch up or build or something to put them in to subject them. They said it can be done. I saw a video, and they said they have contingency plans for that. That people the Secret Service, how they would conduct that if an elected official had to go to prison. They said they have contingency plans for that. So they got plans in case that were to happen. But I just don't think that they're going to let it get to that. They're going to do some serious house arrest on them.
I tell you who really need to go to jail is those damn Supreme Court justices and fucking Jenny Thomas. Those people need to go to damn jail.
I agree with you. But we have to see how it's all gonna play out. But they're gonna do house arrest on a lot of that stuff. But they'll probably let them stay at Mar-a-Lago to do it. That's just my guess. I just can't see them. The Secret Service to them is going to be a big old mess. But them, they say, even though they say, yeah, we got contingency plans for that. They've always had contingency plans for that. But they're not going to want it. They're not going to do that. They're going to keep them in house arrest.
I don't see how the hell this motherfucker can still be running for president. What the hell is going on? How is he even qualified? Jeez.
He's never been qualified, but the founding fathers never thought that this would be a thing. That's why, had that occurred to them, it would be in the Constitution. But I don't think that occurred to them that one day that somebody who's the president, who's the this, might have to go to prison. But I think if they had thought of it, they would have put that in there. But Tyrone, did you ever think that this would be a thing?
No. I'm telling you, the 14th Amendment resolves all of this. I mean, it's right there. But the Supreme Court, in the Colorado decision, just ignored what the hell the 14th Amendment said. So, because the Supreme Court made the decision they did on Colorado, it kind of throws everything out of whack. So,
yeah,
there's that.
So, but according to Maga, the founding fathers, they didn't know what they was doing no way. That's why they're trying to rewrite all of that, throw the whole Constitution out. So it really doesn't matter what them people thought or what. But who would have thought that? I never would have thought we would see a day where we're looking at it. Richard Nixon, that's why they turned for a pardon. So we wouldn't even have to even think about that. We ain't going down that road. We're not going to go down that road. Pardon. So
yeah, I thought George Bush would be the most corrupt. Well, I knew Ronald Reagan was corrupt, but then you had George Bush. I thought that would be it. But damn, here comes Trump. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
I know. I never thought we would see nothing like that. And it's to the point where you don't have a president like Biden. Kamala becomes president. They're not going to pardon him like they were able to force Gerald Ford into. Because you look at it this way. When Nixon was president, his vice president, Spiro Agnew he was like governor to different things in Maryland, senator and different things. And when he broke the law and how they caught him up in it, the little old state of Maryland said, no, we ain't letting that go. They would dog it in behind Spiro Agnew. And I was watching a documentary about that, and the people thought that, well, because Nixon and thing was heating up, happening, they were thinking that, well, Spiro is caught up in that, the Nixon stuff. Then come to find out, no, when the rest of the country caught up, no, it's not that. He was a crook in Maryland, and then they picked him to be the vice president, and he brought the crookedness. He was still getting payments under the table and stuff as the vice president. He brought the crookedness from Maryland into, up into the White House with the president. And Maryland Attorney General was like, we ain't letting this go. We're not letting this go. And they hounded him, and he resigned. And they made a compromise, and he pled guilty to a lesser, when Spiro Agnew should have been in prison, federal prison. So they compromised with that. You get the hell out of office. You take a lesser plea. You admit that the corruption, because he was taking bribes, and he never stopped taking them, bribing different people from the state of Maryland, still taking bribes, and other people. They said, we ain't letting this go. And then, what about a year, maybe less than a year later, then Nixon stuff, he had to leave. So they fixed that. Ford, you pardon Nixon, because we're not doing this. And then Ronald Reagan, well, they fixed that. They fixed that, but there is no president that's gonna. There may be a Republican president down the road would pardon Trump, but Biden, they ain't gonna get that out of him. And
No.
Kamala not gonna give it to him. They're not gonna pardon him. So
No, because Trump is too big of an asshole
Mm-hmm.
for
And
a
the
pardon.
powers that be want it gone. They want it gone anyway. So there's no one to pardon him.
And plus, he
And
don't
that's the
deserve. He
problem.
don't deserve one. He
No.
don't own up to what he done. He's not gonna. I mean, to get a pardon, you got to at least own up to your wrongdoing. That's what a pardon is. You got to admit your guilt. You're admitting your guilt when you accept the pardon. That's what a pardon is.
Step down, go someplace. See, you step down, you went someplace, and you sat down, and then you admit your guilt, and then they work out a deal for you. He has never done that.
Yeah.
He's never done that. So when you go back to the corruption in the government, like presidents, there was a lot, and they made deals for some of them. But Trump, they ain't willing to make no deals for him. Not like that. So we just have to see. This is amazing. It really is. This is a great time to be alive, to see all of this and see how it's going to all play out. But,
Well, he don't deserve no pardon. He just don't.
No, he don't deserve no deals. He don't deserve no nothing, especially after everybody found out about Project 2025. No. And then people get mad all over again about January 6th. No, this man is not deserving any grace.
And they trying to run away from Project 2025 as fast as they can. They can't.
They're not deserving of any grace. They're not deserving of any fix. He's not deserving of any of that. And the problem is there's nobody to give it to him.
And Kamala got to be the luckiest person on the planet. She's a woman of color. She's a woman, and she's in line to be the president. That any other circumstances, she wouldn't even be this close to being in that position.
No.
And they
look how this thing worked out. Look how this worked out for her.
They basically handing her. And when you told us to play that audio of who was that the other night?
Ford.
Yeah, and he said he basically called it out. But Biden didn't die. So
other than the death, he called it out how it was gonna play out.
Yeah.
So did y'all hear that Lippman did his prediction today on who was going to win the election? Professor Lippman?
No, I didn't hear that.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know who Professor Lippman is.
Yeah, Professor Lippman, he gave his prediction today. I was a little nervous because we knew it was coming after the DNC had their convention, but that's usually what he gives them after the convention. And he announced his prediction today, and he announced who has the most keys. I'm going to be honest, I was a little nervous because dude be on the money. I was very nervous. And when he was about, they had him on Fox, CNN, they were all broadcasting it. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, a lot of different people were broadcasting it. And he said Kamala got the keys.
Did he say about did he say about how far?
How many keys she got? She has the keys. And unless something devastating,
I got the keys. I got the keys.
You know what I'm saying? Did he say how much she gonna win, or did he say like the distance?
Well, when I was listening to different other people after he gave the prediction, they were saying, because he doesn't tell you about how about landslide, he don't do that.
Oh.
But for people who follow, he just tell you who got the keys, who's gonna get it.
Oh, okay.
People who go into how the keys work, according to them, it's not going to be as close as people think.
Yeah, but you still got 60 days and anything.
Yeah, I know.
No, you gotta play it hard though. You gotta. But the thing is, you can't be complacent.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't, because what happens is that everybody wants to go to the party, but then you gotta get up early in the morning and do that vote. And that's the concept. It's like, okay, the enthusiasm is here. We got this. Yeah, but we
No, she
don't
still
got
need
this
to. She
until your
still need to
asses
put
go
the
to the
pedal to the
voting
metal.
booth.
She better not let
Right.
up.
So don't count your eggs before they hatch. And another thing is that you can't claim victory unless you got to that goal
Yeah,
line, right?
the
So it's like,
Democrats better not be counting, measuring the curtains yet.
right.
No, he said
Exactly.
that. He said that at the end. He said she got all the keys. She will be the next president of the United States. He said, but to the American people, you have to make it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
She will be it. You have to make it happen and get that vote out. She will be it. He says that every time. When he predicted that Hillary was going to lose the thing, they were asking him, and people were so mad at him. I remember. And my heart had sunk when he said, because I wasn't going to vote for her no way. But when he said that she was not going to lose it, and he broke down all the keys and why, and Lord have mercy, he lost the money. And then when people were mad at him, they didn't want him to come on their shows, but he was right. He was right. And the only one that there was a flubber that he did, that was Gore and Bush. And we know what happened there. The Supreme Court refused to let them finish counting, and they gave it to Bush.
Well, Gore won
that election. He won that.
Yeah, Gore won.
So Lippman was right about that. But like he said, unless some unforeseen travesty, devastation, she got this.
I wonder how different this country would have been if they would have just let Gore be president. You know, we'd probably be on a whole different path.
Al Gore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been, because he was an innovator, too. He was into technology and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, I think that the reason why Trump also, of course, of him being mad about Obama and all this, when he mocked him or, you know, he embarrassed him. But I think that the deeper thing is that people, Republicans from the party that had this, like you said, Ronald Reagan was corrupt. That Bush also had. You think that Bush and them wasn't getting checks? Like, we talk about all these companies and the black.
Well, no, look at Dick Cheney.
Right?
Dick Cheney owned the fucking military.
So they have this whole thing where Trump also. I'm pretty sure the conversation when he decided or had this encouragement of being a president, that was one of the sentences. Man, listen, you're gonna be able to make money. Look, Bush, Dick Cheney made money. You know, you get the contracts. Plus, you're more of a business guy, so you can get all type of stuff. And then they're looking at it like they could eat two in that whole table. Meanwhile, he's like, scratching his head. He's like, I could do that. And then those guys are not going to be included in that conversation. But I'm pretty sure he utilized that as also encouragement to run because, again, he's all about himself, but he also knew that the Republican Party was about making money. And they got contracts, they get all type of, and not to say again that the Democrats don't do that, but on a big level, the Republican is for the white.
Oh yeah, they're blatant with it because Trump hired that guy. Trump hired that all guy that went and worked with Russia. I forgot his name. I didn't forget his name.
And to me, you got three tiers of Republican. One of the Republicans is all these old, I say the white, middle America, if you out white trash, or you want to say people that live in trailer parks, the poor whites, right? You got that sector. Then you also have like the Republican KKK racists, and then you have those Republicans that were like traditional, that are racist themselves, and they're about the money. Then you have, in between all that, you have this hate. They claim to. They say, "Oh no, we're not about the corporations," but they really are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we're for the working class America, but they for the corporation. So for me, I see the Republican Party right now is just like spinning. They spinning like in a circle.
Yeah, and don't forget the evangelicals. The evangelicals is up in there too.
merry-go-round. Remember the merry-go-round? But again, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? He's gonna lose. Why? Because people are tired of him. They already got to the game. A lot of people are like, he ain't gonna do nothing. But the Democrats don't get, or those that vote are that's gonna vote Democrat, because some don't want to claim Democrat. Okay, cool. Those that's gonna vote Democrat, make sure you're there when it's time to vote. That's all, because that's the only way she's gonna win, and she will win if the people come out.
Well, I mean, that's like Elisa was saying, that you don't have a coalition of people behind Trump saying like Democrats for Trump, but you do have a lot of people that saying Republicans for Kamala, so that's a good sign.
Republicans for Kamala, and it's these white women. They're like Dixie type, this and that. They've been raising boatloads of money. They are anybody but Trump for Kamala, and these are Republicans, and it's just like, no, he got to go, and they raising so much money. They said Kamala has raised so much money from all these different groups, and she's giving money away to the people down up under the ballot, under up at the down ballot.
And they ought to know that Donald Trump is full of shit, because Donald Trump been campaigning ever since he lost. And where is that money? Laura Trump is the head of the RNC, so where is that money? And I mean, they've been raising money. He's selling gold sneakers. He where is that money? So there ain't no reason in the world why they shouldn't have money. Donald Trump is sending out mailers every day collecting money. So why don't they have money?
Where's their money?
Yeah.
Stealing. Tyrone, type in, since you online, before I get off this line. And I don't know if y'all saw this. It's called Trump Trout. Y'all seen that?
Trump what?
I was like, trout. Like fish, trout. I was like, this got to be... this is not real. This has got to be
Trump Trout. TROUT.
Yeah, like the fish. Yes, correct. I said this can't be real. This can't be real. I just Trump Trout. Type it in and put it up for the people on YouTube. And when they said no, he signed off on that. Yeah, Trumpy Trout. There you go. Y'all haven't seen that.
No, it don't surprise me though. That's crazy.
Trumpy
oh
Trout.
My goodness.
I was like, that can't be real. I was like, nah, somebody made that up. No, it's real. This campaign signed off on it. Trumpy Trout.
Motion activated to surprise his fins.
They used to have those back out in the 80s when I was a kid. Those trout things, and the people would be talking and they tell jokes. I was like, nah, this is not real.
Well, it's $59.99.
I heard that is real. Trumpy Trout. That is just so crass and so bottom shelf. But yes, it's real. They signed off on it. His campaign signed off on it. Trumpy Trout. Because when the news started reporting on it, I was like, that can't be real. Yes, it is. He do anything for money.
Well, that's one thing that he always done, I guess, is sold stuff. He ain't never stopped being a salesman, I guess.
No matter how crass it is, he will do it.
And that's what I noticed too, is that once he got into politics, all his children and stuff like that made YouTube channels and social media channels. So they always on there making money, getting AdSense money. I was trying to figure out why are they on social media, and it's just like everybody else. They getting AdSense money.
There you go. It's about that.
Isn't that crazy? Trumpy Trout and Newsmax, they showed the commercial like in between, the thing. And I was like, that can't, Fox, I guess they refused to show it. I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. No, they signed off on it. He's not raising money for that. I don't think necessarily for the campaign, for his own pocket, because he is a private citizen.
Well, yeah, it's his likeness, so of course he's going to get some money from this.
You gotta get that money, man. Them bills gotta be paid.
Just like every so often he's coming out with a sneaker, so he's getting money from that stuff
The bills
too.
gotta be paid, man.
That's crazy.
And I mean, every day, money is. I mean, as much as he's saving, he's spending, because he gotta go to court. He gotta do this. He gotta do that. He's spending money.
He's spending, and then his daughter-in-law, they financing her musical career because she got new music out.
Yeah, somebody was talking about. Who was that talking about that song? Was that Dr. Richie? Somebody was talking about that song. That lady cannot sing.
Everybody was talking about that. So they financing her music career, her music videos. So I mean, hey, if I was Laura Trout, girl, you better get you some. Get in on it. You trying to promote a musical career?
She need to sit down somewhere with her non-singing auto-tune ass. She cannot sing. She can't sing. Laura Trump, shut up. You ain't Beyonce. You're not Taylor Swift. You need to sit your ass down. These people are grifters. That's what they are.
Yes. Grifters from the heart, grifters from the soul. That's what they do is grift. Because I thought they was joking about Trump.
Well, I hate to tell you, Tyrone, that woman is gonna be. She gonna be cutting it for a minute in the evangelical sector.
Who?
She's gonna sell.
Laura Trump.
They'll be downloading.
Yeah, because at least they gonna buy her shit, and so her music is gonna turn to Jesus and all of that shit.
Well, now if she want to make some money, mama boy, I mean, she probably won't do, but that's where she need to be singing every Sunday. Now I'm trying to help you out, Laura Trump. If you go in that damn church every Sunday and sing one of them Jesus songs, they'll probably pick your ass up. They sure will.
So I'm not mad. And then his wife got a book coming out. Did y'all see? They're talking about Melania's new book, and she's gonna tell. She said she was the most maligned first lady, and she was all this, and she's here to tell people. Like, y'all think she's gonna put out a book next week?
She was a mail order bride.
Trump. So whatever that is, they got her hook up doing with her new book coming out, and she's gonna tell all the truth about how she was. Melania really wasn't maligned. I don't remember her being maligned.
That was the most ratchet ass family. These people are just Jesus Christ.
I think Melania pulled one over on the media.
What do you mean?
That's what I think. Well, she got away with being exactly like Trump. She somehow kept the media off her ass. She did is she kept them off balance long enough.
The media didn't touch her because she's a white woman. That's why they didn't touch her.
Well,
they talk
listen,
shit. They talk shit about
Michelle's
Michelle's shoulders.
Woman get away with everything.
They talk shit about Michelle wearing a sleeveless shirt.
But
they talk shit about.
She stole Michelle Obama's speech, my nigga. Come on.
They Michelle couldn't do nothing, but they let this lady get away with everything because she's a white woman. That's what that is.
But you see, she wasn't really involved. They'll show her pictures or some video, like her doing some shit, but she wasn't active.
She really wasn't
away
involved.
from everything. She was trying to keep her head down away from that shit because she knew that this guy was going to be an embarrassment.
No, but if the media was being the media, they would have had that microphone stuck dead in her damn face.
But they're full of shit.
They full of shit. They would have chased her ass down and stuck that microphone in her face, just like they always do.
Yep. But you see, his daughter Ivanka didn't come back. She distanced
Hey, she got her own problems though. She got her own problems. If she's smart, she getting ready for them legal problems.
So she distanced herself from this second campaign.
Yeah.
You didn't see her all the way to the end. She only came to the end of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? At the end. That was it. And he probably begged her, I need you here because it's gonna look bad on me if
you're not
it's already
here.
bad enough. You wasn't at the court while I was going through the court shit. I need you to be here because it's not gonna. You're gonna seal the deal. You know, like that's what he thinks.
Man, you ain't
I
seen
believe
him on the
that.
You ain't seen his wife on the campaign trail with him. Come on, cuz.
See, and that's the problem with Sarge and ABC and them. They talk about family values and all this kind of bullshit. If your own goddamn wife don't want to be associated with you, there's something wrong with the fucking candidate.
Well,
There's
there's
something
family
wrong with him.
values, but their value. They
There's
don't
something
value.
wrong with him.
I mean, not
If his own family don't want to
don't
be
value.
associated with him, he shouldn't be the damn president. He should not be.
Look, family, no values. That's what it was. You know, I mean, think about it. The man, they found him, a guilty sexual assault. He had an affair that was public that became a legal problem for him. I mean, come on. You know, like, how much more do we need to know? Is it serious? Like, I mean, but hey, those are going to be those that will believe whatever, and you're free to believe whatever you want. Just remember,
Man, fuck that free to believe. That, man, listen, it goes back to that first time your mama and your father taught you that lesson, that you thought you was the shit. You thought you was the shit. You had your nose in the air, and you found out your mom and daddy gave you that look, and they gave you that speech. They said, everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody ain't lying on you. Okay. Okay. Now wait a minute. He say what and did what and said what? Now everybody ain't lying on you now, and we got your ass. So you are gonna be on punishment. You got caught, motherfucker.
And that's not you on camera. That's not you on camera.
Well, the funny
You know,
shit is, and I appreciate Tyrone. I mean, I've had this conversation with Sarge already about coming back to the fold type of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to be in on the apology if it happened.
Well, I guess it ain't gonna happen, is it, Mama? But I guess you was right. You and Elisa was right. Well, Elisa was right. You know, you were just waiting to see if it happened. Elisa was right.
Yeah. I wanted to be around because I would have been fascinated. You see what I'm saying? You know, and because listen, Sarge, you know, we are forgiving people. That's just the natural African in us, right? So, like, you may get Jones though every family reunion. You know, we might even make up a name, you know, for behavior with your name, but we still love you. You know, that's love. Us making up, you know, falling for a charlatan. We'll call that, you know, doing a Sarge, you know. You know.
You right.
You know, you lose 100 million, you pull the ABC, nigga. You know? So it's all good, you know. But man, aren't you tired of playing the fool? Is my question to ABC and Sarge and people like their ilk. When are you gonna get fed up and be tired of playing the fool? You seen all the signs that, you know, all the calculations has all led you to look like an idiot because you probably are. Isn't it time to start anew? That's my question to them. Peace, family.
Yeah, I mean, even when that racist ass Nick Fuentes say, motherfucker, he lied, what the hell else can you say? I mean, that piece of shit realized that he lied. Goddamn. I don't know how the hell they could be so stupid. I don't get it.
Tyrone, they know. I know you get this. They know that Trump is lying. It's like we all knew. We all knew it was a grip, a scam. We all knew he lost the election. Enough people who were in his inner circle said he spoke about how he lost. And you don't want to accept everything he said out of his mouth. They know.
But
I think
Sister
they know.
Lisa, just answer riddle me this. Is it just me, or does it seem like the Trump phenomenon has lost its elasticity in its boxer shorts? So it's just old and tired. The shit don't hold up no more. It's falling down, pulling your pants down. Underwear elasticity is gone. You see what I'm saying?
No, I see what you said. No, it's not just you. All of us who couldn't stand him, they told us we had Trump derangement syndrome. We don't. They do.
Yeah.
And all of us just want him the hell out of our lives.
Yeah, it looked like the media is losing interest too. So that it looked like
we just want him gone. We want him out of our lives, for goodness sake. And they know.
You know when I seen he's losing his steam. You know where I seen him losing his steam when what's that lady that's used to be a judge, Judge Pirro, whatever. What's her name?
Janine on Fox.
So he was doing the campaign right before him. She went. They went on to him, and she just basically muted him, and then started talking.
Like,
that was the end of that campaign.
I don't know. To me,
they've been over him though. We heard their text messages. They've been
Sergeant and ABC failed to realize that they just got. Well, they probably realized that they got. Because Donald Trump is kind of like the clacker of politics of life, really. You remember that toy Tyrone called the clacker? It was the one with those two balls that you smacked together, and it took over the nation when it first came out. But once kids start getting fucked up by them balls, that shit quickly got off the market. You know what I'm saying? So yes, because it was dangerous as fuck.
Well, you said it clacking. What about them line darts?
But you know what though, Tyrone? I'm gonna tell you, man. That man is dangerous, and they took a chance, but Donald Trump told them who he was day one.
Yeah.
When he gave that story,
he ain't never lied.
When he gave that story about the snake, he was telling the Republican Party.
He ain't never lied. Donald Trump ain't never lied. That's what's so fascinating about it.
He say that shit in his speeches. He don't say it no more because people understand what he's saying no more. He say it, but he talking about how he doing the Republican Party. You knew I was a snake when you took me in.
Exactly. But mama's boy, I'm gonna give you some pushback. Not every parent allowed their children. I used to call them knickknacks, the clackers, but their name was clackers. Not every parent allowed, because I wasn't allowed to. I wanted something really, really, really bad.
My mama either,
I wasn't allowed to get them. Now my brother who's older than me, he was allowed, but my dad was like, nah, because she gonna put her eye out. She gonna put the kids across the street eye out, and they're gonna break up everything in the house. I was not allowed. Not everybody was allowed to have them. I was.
See, I was. I'll tell you my story. You right about that, okay? Because my story was we wasn't allowed to have it either. But as kids are, I had a buddy gave me a pair, but I knew I couldn't take them in the house. You know,
See?
and I enjoyed the clack of the clack.
Yeah,
You
it
know
was
what I'm
fun.
saying. But I do understand. Like you said. Hey, a lot of kids got fucked up. Just
Yeah, they
in
did.
my lifetime, a lot of kids got fucked up. Fucking with this
They got hurt really bad. A lot of
shit.
furniture,
Yes,
glass,
yes,
windows, everything was broke up, tore up with them
yeah,
things.
yeah.
But I was on the clumsy side. So my father was like, my mom was like, she gonna put both her eyes out, all the kids' eye out, and she gonna tear up everything. So I wasn't allowed to have it.
Well, boy, that
Anyway,
let you
other
know.
than
That let you know. That let you know that them motherfuckers gullible as hell, right? Because this shit was back in the '70s, right? And they just handed this dangerous ass object that you actually could walk around with as a weapon. And they selling
yep.
this shit in the toy section, cuz. In the toy section, cuz.
Yeah, them things, those clackers, they weren't no joke. But them things went through, I think it was like the late 70s through the first part of the 80s, and then they was gone. I mean, they
You
had glass,
never seen them again. Never,
nothing,
and nobody
glass,
wanted the insurance of that no more. So that's probably why you
nope,
never see it.
never seen it again. They made glass balls on a string. Knock it, knock. They were fun, though. But no, I would have killed myself with it and whoever was standing around me. So,
Oh, it did its thing. But Donald Trump is just as dangerous. You know what I'm saying? He gave Sarge and motherfuckers like him a warm feeling in their tummy for a few minutes. But now they got indigestion.
yep.
And we hear it when they open their mouth. It's
I just want to see him, and I really hope Kamala wins, but I just want to see him whenever he do lose. I want to see how they act. I know they're gonna just refuse it. I just want to see how they act and how they behave and all that kind of stuff. I want to see the other side of this thing.
I ain't even caring about Sarge or ABC. My interest lies into what happens around the RNC and
Yeah, that's what
Republicans,
I'm saying.
the disaffected Republicans and the ones who got Trump and the Trumpeteers and Trump himself. I'm kind of interested in that dynamic after the loss, because
Yeah.
man, that's a train wreck, and I
Yeah,
gotta
I
see
just
this.
I want to see how they behave. I want to see what turn it takes. I know it's
Yeah.
gonna be all denial.
Well, yeah. On
You
the
know,
outside,
they're gonna
but
be
we know.
saying the Democrats lied and cheated. All that
It
stuff
was
is gonna
rigged.
happen. Yeah, all that.
And he's not going to make, what's the speech? My brain is not working right now because it's getting late. That you give when you lose your,
Oh, the
The
concession
concession.
speech.
speech, He didn't give one last time, and he not giving one this
No,
time.
they don't expect him to
Yeah,
do anything.
he changed the way American politics work. He just fucked this
Yeah,
whole
because
system
it's
up.
gonna be a bunch of motherfuckers come after him trying to act like him
Well, look at
or
Carrie
act.
Lake. Carrie Lake does the same goddamn bullshit,
The
and
same thing.
there's some other politicians that did the same, that's denying the fucking election.
But hold on. And people were mad at Hillary because she waited to the next day. Well, didn't she wait to the next day to give her speech?
I
And people
think
was
she
mad
waited
at
a little
her.
while, but she gave it.
She gave it. She
Yeah.
gave it. But they were saying that she waited a little too long. And they did have to not force, but when Al Gore was rumbling with Bush,
And he had every
and
right to be though,
eventually
because that was
he
close.
did.
Yeah.
And after the Supreme Court made their ruling, it kind of had to put pressure on him. You need to get out here now. We need to go ahead and move on with this.
Well,
And he
Tyrone, it
did.
was so obvious in the Gore thing. I mean, George Bush's brother ran the state of Florida, and
Yeah,
that's where the
that was.
shit came
I still call
from.
bullshit on that one, but because I say Gore won, but
So
that's just my thing.
but he did win. But
Yeah.
and he couldn't blame him for how he felt, but he did. He did end up doing I'm not gonna say the right thing because he could have held
Yeah,
out,
and,
but he and
for the sake of the country, he did. Cause
Yeah,
he did. He did. And Hillary, they said she held on a little too when she was trying to hold on too long when they was in the primary against Obama. They had to force her to do it, but
Well,
she
I'm gonna say
did.
this right here about Hillary race is that if it weren't for Russia,
exactly, you
Hillary
smoked his ass.
Clinton would have won that election. I'm just gonna put that out
Hey,
there.
Tyrone,
I'm gonna put that out there.
even with the Russia interference, I like to narrow it down to Comey. If it wasn't for Comey going
Oh,
out there,
I forgot about that too. You remember James Comey made it?
if he
James Comey
did,
didn't
because
have no
remember,
business.
she had recovered from all that damn, shit
James
coming
Comey didn't
out
have
of
no
the house
business
and
making no
everything.
speech during that election.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Comey and Russia, Hillary Clinton would have won. So you right about that.
Smoke, girl.
I agree with
Without
you.
my
I agree with
vote,
you.
ain't that funny? I didn't even vote for the bitch.
I didn't either. I didn't vote for her either. I didn't vote for her either.
But
She
they
would
can
have
say
won
what
it
the
because
hell
I
they
knew.
want to, but Russia had a lot to do with because motherfuckers went to jail behind interfering
Yes, sir.
with that
Yes,
damn
sir.
election. And Trump had a meeting in Trump Tower. I remember arguing with Sarge about this bullshit. Paul Manafort, all the motherfuckers, Michael Flynn, all of the motherfuckers went to jail behind this shit.
But Mama's boy, I despise Hillary Clinton. I will say this, even though I knew Trump was going to be dangerous, and he was, but I knew she was going to win my state, so I had room. I could do a protest vote, and I did down ballot because she was going to win my state. It's blue, 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 blue. So I could do that. But I'm going to be honest. Even though I knew Trump was going to be dangerous, and he was, I got to admit, it felt good to see Hillary's smug ass having to give that speech. It did. I was like, I get a little bit of joy out of seeing that.
I'll say I like to see her lose, but in hindsight, I think she would have did better than Trump.
Of course she would. I would have preferred her to win, but as I have said many times, my state is true blue. I didn't have to vote for her to get the delegates from my state. She didn't even campaign in my state. She knew she was going to get it. And that was the smugness of Hillary Clinton. She won the state quick. They called it quick. They called Maryland quick. She's going to win it. So I said I could do a protest vote. I'm not in a swing state. I could do this. She's going to win the state. It's not going to matter that I don't vote for her. So I was able to do that. And I got to admit, it was just a twinge in me. Had a smile when her smug ass had to concede. I'm sorry. It was. I wanted her to win, but it's just a little something in me deep.
Yeah.
To see her smug ass, but even though I wanted her to win.
It's almost like I remember her being confronted by that girl in Charleston, and there was something about the way she talked to that black girl that was just won't right.
They stand Hillary Clinton, but I still would have preferred she won. But I got a little joy out of that, a little crack of a smile that she lost. And then once you got over that, then the stomach turned to diarrhea, upset stomach, because here comes Trump. But just a little twinge. I could stand Hillary Clinton. I still don't like her. And see, we can say that about the people who we would prefer to win and who we would want to win because they're better. We can criticize them. I could say I despise Hillary Clinton, but MAGA, they can't do that. They can't bring the people that stone cold MAGA. They can't bring themselves to do it. And to me, that's crazy. And he's a crook and a liar. But you can't even bring yourself to say that when all of us can sit here criticize the people we prefer to win, but they won't do it. That's a sickness. That's a cult. It's deranged.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like Ted Cruz, the way Trump talked about that man, we talked about his daddy, Ted Cruz kissing all up to Trump, all those people who just changed course on Trump. Trump talked junk about all of them. Lizzie,
Daryl Fool from New York State.
Marco Rubio.
All of them.
Yeah.
What's the other dude? The one he called Old Turkey Neck? What's that?
Even Chris Christie. Even Chris Christie. As much shit Chris Christie talk about Trump, he kissed his ass.
He still kissed his ass. But what's the one who is the for the Senate? You know, and Trump called him Old Turkey Neck, Old Goat. You know who I'm talking about?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
He talked all kind of dog crap about Mitch McConnell. Called him Turkey Neck, Old Goat, and all kind of stuff. And Mitch McConnell was killed. And another one.
He does look like a turkey, though.
He look like a turtle. He like a turtle.
I'm telling you, Trump.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm telling y'all, Trump is some special grand super wizard of the Klan. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, there is something there because look at what happened to Adam Kinzinger and Liz McCaney, Liz Cheney. Because Liz Cheney is there is no way that lady should have been dethroned in the Republican Party, but she was. I don't know. There's something there. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, it tells you a lot where the ones that were taking money. I'm sorry. That real quick, just that the people again, Bush and Cheney, that were taking checks, that were getting contracts, that were doing corruption behind the shit, that caused or exacerbated the war, had military people killed and maimed and killed a lot of people in the other country. It's weird how they didn't like Donald Trump. And for me, it was like, we like some of his stuff, but we don't like how he does it. This guy he's gonna blow. It's almost like he's blowing up the spot. We say that, for people that's from
right.
The urban term. You're blowing up the spot. You know what I'm saying? You too loud. And they saying this guy's reckless. Another thing they said, this guy's not gonna spread love. He wants it all for himself. We can't have that. He's gonna make this shit go down where we're all gonna be destroyed. And I think that's where the Dick Cheneys and the Bushes didn't really want him. Not because they didn't like him 100%. They agree with him on certain things, but he was too loud and too crazy and wild and too greedy, and they seen that a lot of people ain't going to get a piece of that pie.
The word you're looking for, Jay New York, is he's too progressive. He was way. Listen, work with me here. I know this is going to sound crazy, but as far as the Republican Party is concerned, they like the slow roll. They stay rich. They stay fat. They keep their jobs. But Trump was pushing their negative agenda forward progressively.
Yeah.
When they
well, Trump do it differently. Trump was doing it more modern. I think the old Republican worked the top of the party like the traditional Republicans, but Trump was working it from the base. He was working it through He was working it through social media. He was working it through Instagram and TikTok or whatever. He was working his base.
Yeah, but he's also too loud. He's too loud. He talks too much.
But no. Hold on. It's not too loud because that loudness is how he get his message out through social media. That's why he didn't do.
Well, he came from the bottom. He came from the bottom. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why he did. That's why he didn't do the traditional interviews with the media. Mm-hmm. He talked through social media and let his people, harass people online. So he
outdid the old traditional. He outdid the old traditional Republican way. But I say that everything was working fine and dandy for the Republicans when everything was quiet. They wanted to keep shit quiet. They don't want to deal with all that shit. Yes, now they jumping on board and using social media, the radical Republicans and the ones that are with him. But the old Republican Party, as they want to keep doing and controlling, they just didn't want all the attention. And I think that's where you have that split right now, where now you got the Trump Republicans versus the old Republicans. And some of those old Republicans had to jump on board or they jumped off board.
That's part of the reason Elon got involved with Twitter, because that's where Trump made his money at, was on Twitter.
Yeah.
And all of his
But that's
involvement
why Elon,
on
Reaching
Twitter.
all those people.
When Trump
but
got
that's why they
kicked
say,
off of Twitter, that's when everybody got mad. Like, oh, you can kick you off of Twitter and all that kind of bullshit.
but from everybody who analyzed that, they're saying that that's the reason Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Because he expects to be reimbursed for that. But they had a plan.
Let me ask y'all something. Everybody's talking about what's that Jewish people they say Democrats always follow George Soros. Everybody talk about George Soros. They never talk about Elon Musk being a billionaire and supporting the goddamn Republicans. Why they don't find nothing wrong with that?
He supports far right because that's how his brain is wired.
But
he's a South Africana.
But I'm saying, but I'm saying they talking about the George Soros supporting the Democrats, but they don't find nothing wrong with Elon Musk supporting the right wing of the political party. Ain't that the same shit?
When it works for them, it works for them. Well, it works for them. When Elon Musk was on the other side, he's the enemy, but now he's working with Trump, so he's their friend. So they're not going to talk loud on it. I think they just whatever works. It's like Donald Trump. He talked shit about him, but now he's saying, oh, well, the EVs, he's changing up his tune because he don't want to.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all you ever hear is George Soros, Bill Gates, George Soros, Bill Gates. But you got this rich ass motherfucker literally involved in politics of interviewing goddamn Donald Trump, a fucking gazillionaire, and ain't nobody saying shit on Fox News about how much money is being spent by Elon Musk to help promote Donald Trump and get him elected.
Because it works for them. The far left talking about it. They're shouting it, but his people don't. Trump allowed the extremists to take over. Wherever extremists is running things, like y'all said, it blows up the spot. And that's what he did. He allowed the extremists to take over. And we can talk about like the Muslims and the different groups. You have the Taliban, you have the this group, that. But the average, those who are down with that, once the extremists take over, then you got a problem. And that's what he did. They allowed the party to be taken over by extremists. That is the biggest problem. And that's why them old neocons and warhawks and rhinos despise him. He allowed the extremists to take over because you didn't need to do that for this thing to work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what he did. The extremists take over, then the wagon is on fire, flying up the road. And they can't have that. And that's what happened. They set the wagon on fire and they pushed it down the road. And they know that the people that a large portion of the Republican Party are idiots and dummies. And they want them to stay that way. Yep. But they lit the match. They struck the match. And they pushed this thing out there. And they're like, oh my God, he just set the wagon on fire. And can we stop it? Can we control it now? That's why. Those old neocons don't like him. That's why.
Yeah, Elon Musk, he just ruined Twitter because Twitter had its issues, but it has some type of stability, and it was kind of fun to get on. But now Twitter is just ruined. It's just a piece of crap now.
He wanted to turn it into a right-wing mecca where they could come on and do what they want to do. Why anybody's still on there is kind of beyond me. I know it's habit, but you give Twitter probably less than 5 years, that's done. It's gonna be tanked out.
I still got an account, and I go over there just to peep around, but I'm not on there like that.
He's made it political, and he's gonna bring it down himself. He's gonna be almost like the way Trump is bringing down the Truth Social. That shit is gonna go to shit.
Yeah, Truth Social is just about done.
It'll be there, but it won't be worth nothing. That's what I'm saying.
No, and Twitter, they're not bringing in the money anymore because a lot of the big corporations left and took their advertising dollars with them.
Well, it'll still be there because Trump he could just let it run off of fumes because Elon Musk got other businesses that prop it up, so it'll still be there.
It'll still be there, but it's the heyday of it is over.
Yeah, but if the advertisers need to pull out of there because it ain't good for their business.
A lot of them have. a lot of the big major corporations and stuff, they did. They're gone. You talk about like your AT&Ts and all the different things like that. They being pulled out.
Yeah, they should.
A lot of
Cause
big advertisers has left, and they're on life support now. It'll be there, but the heyday is over. Because I remember when they had that big rollout of big advertisers was pulling out because of the state of Twitter. I see like Brazil, a whole country done cut Twitter off. It was that a couple of days ago.
yeah,
They no longer have
that guy
Twitter.
just ruined that whole platform.
They closed up all of their offices, so they no longer have Twitter. Brazil, and it looks like some other countries is about to follow suit. But it'll be there, like you said. But the heyday
Keeps inserting political. A lot of businesses too, like people that do business with people, they don't want to get political. What we talk about when
Well, yeah, because
you can work with people.
one of those
before it gets
YouTube
political.
channels was pointing out the fact that Elon Musk is posting negative stuff about Kamala.
He's
and
breaking
then-
his own rules.
Yeah, but trying to promote Donald Trump, and that's just bullshit,
Yeah, and I get again,
Okay.
people in business don't like to get political a lot of times because it starts hindering relationships. And I think when he inserts that his personal into that or using his platform to manipulate his, the audience with his views and stuff like that, people get turned off. So I would say that, like Elisa said, that I give him some time and it'll disperse little by little. He won't have the popularity. Some other site will come along that'll be better and bigger, and he won't have that stream of people checking out the site as he does now, maybe.
Okay, let me name just a handful of the big boys that pulled out of Twitter. Apple, IBM, Sony, Disney, Comcast, NBC, Universal, Paramount. Those are just to name a few. They been left Twitter.
Yeah, that makes
They been
sense.
left Twitter. And
You know what I'm saying?
They took the advertising dollars with them. And that really hurt. And there's so many more. That's just a handful of the big boys that left. They left. And they took the money with them.
You got Isaac Hayes' family telling them don't use the music. They're going to sue him.
You talking about? Yeah, I seen that. Trump campaign was using the Isaac Hayes song.
There's a lot of people that don't want to be associated with this man, and there is a portion that are, but most corporations, like she mentioned, big names, they're taking their money elsewhere. They see he's toxic.
They did pulled out. And once you start seeing that, companies and stuff like that, and it's a full list. I just named a few of the big boys who left. They pulled out. They pulled out some time ago. So it was like, and then when all the big time celebrities said that they weren't going to pay for that blue check, they was like,
yeah, and I think that was bullshit. At one point in time, you earned that check. Now he's charging money for it. That's crazy.
And that was a safe thing, but that the celebrities said that they wanted. And I was for them having blue checks. I didn't have a problem with that, because if it's someone that you follow, let's just say Oprah Winfrey, LeBron James, or people like that, if you following them, you want to know that that's them, and that's good for the users. That's good for everybody, that you know that's them. But when you take that away, and people can start up accounts with them, they can say anything. That was a safety net that Twitter put in place. That was a safety net, and I thought it was a good safety net. I really did. So you know that it's
but then everybody could pay for their name, pay for some official name, and it was using celebrities' names and putting a blue check on it, and now it's a free fall.
Yep.
Oh, here's some more. Chevrolet, Chipotle Mexican Grill, Ford, Jeep, American Company. I could keep going. I'm not going to read this whole list. All of them being gone from Twitter. So that's what it is. But guys, it's like what is it? We almost are we?
Oh yeah, y'all done kept me up too late again tonight.
Yeah, me too. And I got to get up in the morning and log in. This is good. As far as on the political train, we'll see where we at when I come back. When I come back, I know y'all be on here all week. I'll see where we at when we come back next Thursday. This is great conversation. Good night.
All right, sis. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna open it up, guys.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
All right, if y'all on YouTube, y'all can call in to the show. I'm getting ready to shut YouTube down, so y'all can call into the number.
And see who's snoring on there in the background.
I don't know. They always call in and go to sleep, don't they?
Hello, Jay.
What's up,
Hey, good evening.